pow, pow.
Ladies and gentlemen, alert, alert. We are back. Daniel Negreanu versus Douglas K. Polk. 200, 400, heads up, high stakes, Nolan Hold'em on WorldSeriesPoker.com. My name's Joey from 1AK Chicago. Joey, I'm going to be on commentary once again. Joined today, back again, is debatably one of the top 21-year-old Nolan Hold'em players in the entire world. My man Landon Tice, the next generation of American poker players. He's been doing commentary with me in the booth a bunch of days, but unfortunately I am sick. So Landon's doing now from what appears to be a basement,
an attic,
kind, like that.
Attic.
Looks like he's like chained.
This is the Solver basement. This is Solver jail right here. This is Solver jail.
He's in Solver jail right now, but we are live on YouTube, my friends. We got all my beautiful friends out there. It's very nice to see you. My man Rob Young in the chat, Nasty Nate in the chat. Guys, we're going to be back. I got to get these tables situated right now because I don't know what the hell's going on with these bad boys. But yeah, we're joined by Landon. Landon, as you can see, is I feel like I really did something wrong here, guys. Landon, as you can see, is joining us from the where he lives at right now here in GTO headquarters in Las Vegas, Nevada. He is not in GTO headquarters. We are in GTO headquarters here, and we're very excited to be back, guys. It's been a brutal last week for myself as I've been pretty sick, but we're finally starting to get a little bit better. And today, what could be better than watching some beautiful Nolan Hold'em footage? And what appears to be these tables are maybe a little bit actually off kilter, Landon, and that they're uneven. I don't know.
I like them. I think.
Am I tripping right now? These feel uneven, but they also line up at the same time too. So
they're nice. I would say leave the chairs in the middle alone. I can see how they're very tilting, but that's okay.
Do you think we can get you a nicer camera for the next time?
Yeah.
Okay, let's get you a C920 Logitech, because you should never have this camera is disrespecting.
I look blurry. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just, I mean, listen, kid, you know, you're on 2007 webcam kind of. Yeah, let's wipe that bad boy off here a little bit.
Is it fixed?
Yeah. Look at that. You got the stuff, the scruffy hat on. I mean, you're looking
It's
good.
the beanie.
You got the beanie on. Looking good, kid. All right, let's get in this action. So as we join, guys, Doug Polk, day 15. Doug Polk is currently up $675,000. That is not a misprint. Dan Negreanu is hanging in there. He's going strong, but Dan Negreanu is not known for his high stakes heads of Nolan Hold'em. And Doug Polk's been putting on a clinic. The last session, he absolutely dominated. We're going to see if maybe Dan Negreanu can come out today. And yeah, man, we're going to see if he can come out today and maybe make a comeback a little bit, because I'm starting to lose a little bit of hope. Landon, what do you think? You think Negreanu is at this point? Do you feel like he has any chance to come back here, or is just Doug Polk? Is he just a superior player? Does Negreanu going to have to run really well? Like, what are you kind of seeing here as someone who's battling in these streets day in and day out?
I think that he'd have to run pretty good anyways in order to come back from the disparity he's at. Because obviously, I think Daniel would probably be the first to say that Doug probably has a win rate when they're playing each other. So obviously Daniel would have to run good in order to win, and variance would have to be on his side, so to speak.
Well, here we go. 4-bet alert, right hand side. As we make Landon disappear, takes it down, nice hand.
As we make Landon disappear.
So Landon, where were you, kid? You weren't here with us. You were down in Austin, Texas. You were visiting the Texas poker scene, the Texas hotties. Were all the groupies over you? How was your trip down to Texas with the Solve for Y crew?
It was fun. Played some poker, played online as well, played some live. We were there for a weekish, from the 1st to the 7th. So, yeah, it was a fun week. Played a lot of poker, saw some spots in Austin, saw the Capitol building, saw some mountains, maybe some scenes for Poker Mountain.
Oh, you were scouting for Poker Mountain.
I was doing some scouting for Poker Mountain.
2021 Q1. Watch out for Poker Mountain, guys. It's coming. So you were playing a lot. So do you feel like when you go play live poker that you have such a good grasp on things because of how much you've been battling at 2-5, 5-10, 10-20 online for cash games?
Yeah, I mean, it's also just a slower game, and there's a lot more nuance. Pots, not that they matter more, but you only get so many hands you get to play in a session. So why does my camera keep making me look worse and worse?
I mean, listen.
I'm slowly.
Maybe we go no audio. I mean, I think you look
slowly falling into the abyss. Wait, hold on. Let me see if I switch to my Mac, if this will be better. 1 second.
All right, guys, let's get in this action. You guys know Landon. We're trying to figure this out. Coronavirus got us locked down a little bit here for better or worse. We're kind of dealing with the effects of coronavirus. Landon looks like he's in his bedroom, you know, and he sleeps there. This is the life of a 21-year-old kid. You know what I'm saying? Ay. Right hand side, guys. Let's see a beautiful board. I've been playing. I was 6-tabling Nolan Hold'em cash games yesterday, guys. I'm seeing Nolan Hold'em in a way I haven't seen it in 10 years. All right, 2-card poppies back, and you better watch out. All right, I'm feeling good today. Finally getting over this sickness just a little bit. Right hand side checks back on the turn. Let's see what happens here on the river. Doug's gonna block it. It's gonna bet 1,300 into 5,000. Rob Young says, do I play poker or do I just make videos and do tweets? Yeah, I certainly do a lot more other things besides play poker, but now we're getting back into the poker a little bit, man, and it's going to be fun. Looks like right-hand side, we are going to get a raise on the river by Daniel Negreanu. So Daniel bet the flop, check back the turn, raises the river, and takes that one down. Landon, what are you doing over there, kid?
I'm switching to my computer. Hold on.
Okay. Landon is doing some construction in the middle of things. We'll see what he's doing here. Right-hand side, we are seeing a...
We're back.
3-bet from DNX. All right, Landon's back. All right, have you got your thing? Do you have it fixed yet, kid, or what?
You just have to change my face, but I think the camera's better. I'm on my Mac now. Look at
right.
us.
All right, perfect.
Is this better? Is the camera better?
The camera is confirmed better. Yes.
Amazing.
Yes, you look better. Thank you.
Look at that. Why are we? My face is like 1.5 times.
That's because yours is zoomed in, kid. Technically,
Not zoomed in.
it's right in front of your face. That's why. That's what happens when the webcams are there.
Are we good now? Yeah.
We're good. We're good, buddy. We're good. Let's get in this action. Ready?
Yes.
All right. Cool. Let's get into this here, man. So can you see that? You can see the screen. You can see everything.
Yeah. It's Queen 4-6-7. Yeah.
All right, cool.
We
Yeah,
have quite the
Landon,
big
we're going to be
block
asking you
here.
the questions. You're going to be giving us some information. We're going to call some action. We're going to make some jokes. We're going to do some cat jams, and it's going to be a good session today. We got a pop brew on right-hand side, 13.6K. D-Neg checks the river. We didn't see the action up until this point. Landon's still getting situated. I don't know. What are you doing, dude, honestly?
I'm moving.
What is going
I'm
on over there,
moving
kid?
the desk.
You're out of the studio for one session. Let's put a light on your face, okay? Let's get the light. Can we get the light in front of you?
Wait.
Right-hand side, Doug's going to bet the river $9,000, guys. Seeing one of our first pots of the day. D-Nex fold takes down. As you guys can see, we're not going to be able to see every showdown, but we are going to get to see a lot of showdowns. When there is big pots, there do graphics do go off. What is this guy doing? This is like watching... This is like watching... This is like watching...
We back?
Yeah, the
We're
light.
kinda dark.
We want the light. We want the light the other way, Poppy.
Wait, I don't know how to help you.
The light from the window. You see that window? You need to put that on your face. Ay. Oh well, whatever. Okay, I'm trying to figure this out. Why are one table smaller than the other table? What happened here exactly? Come on, guys. One of my tables is bigger than the other tables. All right, let's see if this works. Hold
Light
on a second,
now.
guys. I'm dealing with two things right now. I'm dealing with Landon and I'm dealing with these tables.
How about now?
Yeah, you look good, kid. Let's just go with it, okay?
We're here.
Trying to fix these table situation here.
I need to come. This is just making it very clear that these need to be in GTO headquarters.
Yeah, I know. Listen, you'll be back in here. You'll be back in here in no time, okay?
I know.
Once we get rid of this coronavirus, we'll be fine. All right, here we go. Finally.
Just get rid of it. Throw it out.
Amen. All right, cool. Let's get into it. Left-hand side, guys. 6K pot in the river. Let's see what Daniel's going to do. Right-hand side, raise pre-flop by Doug. C-bets ace-6 deuce, 1/3. They're C-betting these at a very high frequency. Daniel does check raise, 2100, ace-6 deuce, 2 clubs. Doug folds pretty quickly. What kind of hands is he going to be check raising on that board, Landon? Most people aren't necessarily check raising an ace-high board at a high frequency, but
Yeah, mostly just backdoors and gutters and stuff like that. Stuff that connects but don't really have showdown, but have some equity in a future street so you can barrel the turn.
like what kind of hands would you think? Like ace-6-3. Oh, it was ace-6-3, two clubs.
Ace-6-3, like 5-7, 5-7, 5-4. 3-4, stuff like that.
And then what hands for value are you putting in there? I guess this isn't high frequency. It's just so you're
Some 2 pairs.
occasionally you're kind of going to do that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Right hand side, we see another pot Bruin 10-10 deuce flop. Turn is a 9.
We're back. The beanie's
Landon
gone.
is really struggling over there. Doug goes 2/3 pot. Match just started, guys. And that's right. $675,000 is how much Doug Polk is currently beating Daniel Negreanu by. Right hand side, D-Nex calls. River is a 7. So 10-10 deuce 9-7. Let's see what Doug decides to do here. If check 2. Daniel checks it. Is Doug value betting 10s, 9s, over pairs in this kind of situation, Land?
On the right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think he's mostly going to be betting 10x and then some 9x hands and some straights that get there, of course. And then he's going to have some bluffs that contain an 8 and a jack.
Wow. Big bet by Doug Polk, 10.5K, takes it down.
Hefty bet.
Yeah, you can put a lot of pressure on your opponent if they don't have a 10 in that situation, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. Left-hand side, single raise pot, gets checked down. Right-hand side, 3-bet by Doug Polk. D-Nex folds. We saw yesterday, or we saw the last couple sessions, a lot of 3-bets pre-flop. The 3-betting is certainly ramped up. Been a lot of folds pre-flop, too, to those 3-bets, so people aren't necessarily over-defending them. Last session, very swingy session overall, up and down for both sides. And we'll see if Daniel can get a lead today. It's not been looking good for him these last few sessions. Although last session, he kind of made a little bit of a comeback there for a while, but it wasn't meant to be for him. Actually, last session, it wasn't very good for him, man.
Last session I missed because I was in Texas, but I think Doug won 4 buy-ins, right?
Yeah, he had a pretty good session. Yeah, it was kind of swing up and down. Left-hand side, D-Negs goes for a very light value bet with the 3rd pair. Jack 6 gets called by Ace 10. And Doug's going to take that one down. A little pot goes his way. We are going to have our replayers today. We got a Gorilla Gaming sponsor in the bottom left. Gorilla Gaming legendary poker tables as well. Landon maybe brought back a sponsor from Texas, maybe barbecue ribs or something like that. Don't really know.
No sponsors from Texas.
No sponsor from Texas.
Not yet.
Not yet. A couple single raise pots here. King 9-6, 3 clubs on the left-hand side. Doug leads, takes it down. Yeah, you guys can see, Landon. They're playing pretty quickly here, huh? You make anything of that? The speed at which both sides are playing with?
Yeah, I mean, I never really didn't really look into it as much. It seems like, it seems like they're playing a little bit quicker, but nothing too crazy. Like I don't think anything Doug's definitely not changing his strategy, and I don't think Daniel's changing his either. Maybe he's just more comfortable.
Do you think maybe they should? Do you think maybe Daniel should change his strategy? He's down 675. Is this the time to change it? At what point do you, and how do you change it at this point? Don't you try some new shit now at this point? You're down 670. Maybe you slow down a bit, right? Maybe throw him off his game. Why would Negreanu be playing so fast?
Maybe he's trying to shake him up a bit by playing faster.
I mean, it doesn't make much sense. Maybe you slow down a bit. Maybe you just tank the guy to death. You got to get inside this fucking guy's head, Landon. You can't just let this guy beat you down and drag you along the side of the road like you're a carcass, okay? You got to start throwing this guy off his game. You throw in a min bet once in a while. You just start doing things, man. You go into your strategy. You go into your study and you figure out a sizing that this guy just maybe hasn't seen before, okay? Because you're getting smacked the fuck around right now. And this guy's got the edge. You got to figure it out, right? I don't know. That's sort of what I'm thinking. What do you think about that logic? In line or out of line?
I think that you've played some challenges back in your day, huh, Joey?
I know. That's what I'm saying. You got to shake your fucking head up a little bit. You got to start. You're doing something wrong. You know what I'm saying? You got to talk to your smart friends and be like, guys, just hit me over the head a little bit here. Give me some life. Give me something.
That's what I do when things.
I don't know. I'm just saying, you got to wake up. Eventually, you can't take this lying down. You got to fight back. Let's show some heart. Let's see some heart, D-Negs. Let's see a comeback here, all right? Maybe we will. I don't know. We'll see. The Ruckus says, what's up, Joey? How you feeling? I'm not feeling good, I'll be honest with you. What's good, Landon? How did you do in Texas? Yeah, how'd you do? Did you win some money, kid? Are you bringing back money for us and the stream crew for graphics? What's going on? How did it go?
I think I lost kind of smallish, I think.
How do you go to Texas and lose? I can't even tout you as the next great 21-year-old if you're going to go
I
down
think
to Texas and disrespect us by losing.
I broke even in cash games, but I played online a little bit too.
Okay, makes sense.
Yeah, I didn't play that much in Texas. I played like 2 days, 3 days. I was doing some exploring.
Wait, were you on dates? Were you hanging out with girls? What was going on?
No, I was just hanging around Texas. I was fooling.
Perfect. Sounds great. Sounds great. Couple single race pots here. Left-hand side, queen 10-5, 2 diamonds. Once again, that 1/3 pot C-bet. Takes it down. Daniel folds quickly. Got Clairvoyant in the chat. What's up, buddy? Legal sports betting has been great for me. I hope you're not sleeping on this like you did with DFS, Joey. Clairvoyant says. I have been sleeping on sports betting, but certainly something I'm interested in looking more at. Right-hand side, C-bet and a call by D-Negs. Turn is an ace. Not a good card for a lot of your one-pair hands. Any king makes a straight. Not many 2 pairs going to be in Daniel's arranged pre-flop, though. Most of his ace-10 pluses are going to be 3-betting. Ace-queen going to be 3-betting.
Yeah, exactly.
We saw sometimes he likes to do that random call land in pre-flop where he keeps that strong hands in his range.
Yeah, sometimes he has the sneaky traps.
We can see Daniel shows down the 2-pair on the river, 8-10, so that makes sense. Check calling with that 10. He's got the gut shot to go along with it as well. Left-hand side, bigger bet from Daniel on the turn. Ace-10, 8-6, 3 clubs. Right-hand side, 3-bet by Doug. Big check raise on the left-hand side, Landon. Is Doug saying he's got a flush here? What do you think?
I think it's exactly what he's saying, Joey.
And Daniel calls. And guys, listen, gear up here. 24,000 in the pot.
There might be some truck sounds.
Might be some truck sounds here. Doug Polk attempts to back up the truck. We know if he check raises the turn big, he always bets big on the river.
He
so
always finds it.
Here we go, guys. 24,000 in the middle. Doug Polk check raises the turn. He does shove the river. Daniel calls. Doug Polk shows down the Jack-4 of clubs. Daniel Negreanu, unlucky once again with the straight. And just like that, an $80,000 pot goes his way. Landon, are you ready for the new graphic?
Go for it.
You haven't seen this one yet. Doug rains down on Daniel Negreanu as he takes down first blood of the session. An $87,000 pot goes his way.
Storm.
The truck driver, Doug Polk.
Storm, it rained down.
The Brinks truck driver. And yeah, man, as you can see, the guy's already in God mode here as Doug Polk drops a little cooler on Daniel Negreanu. I mean, the guy really can't catch a break, Landon. We've seen.
It's brutal. Like you just have to pay with the straight. Like
what can you do there? Can you lay that down, buddy? Like what?
No, you cannot lay it down. You got to lose. You got to call and you got to lose.
Is that just how it works? Can the guy really do anything?
No, you can't do anything.
All right, we're gonna go to our replay of the day. First replay of the day is sponsored by Doritos. Obviously, you guys know we don't recommend eating them. They just keep getting sponsorships on the show. So 7-9 offsuit. D-Negs bakes that min bet on the flop. Doug just check calls with his flush draw. Turn, bingo, flush for Daniel. Flush for Doug and a straight for D-Negs. D-Negs bet 2,100. Gets check raise about 10.7. Is that size pretty standard, Landon?
Yeah, for sure.
Pretty normal all around there. D-Negs just calls river. King, I mean, can Daniel ever fold 7-9 here? Is it call 100% of the time? You just call and lose?
Not with a club either. He's blocking flushes as well. So, I mean, yeah, like even though like having a club is just really good, like having the 7 of clubs itself isn't necessarily that great because like you're blocking his bluffs like 7x with a club. But Doug's also just gonna have like single club hands that bluff like a queen, like queen 7 with the queen of clubs. Could be one, for sure.
But you're probably not going to start folding the straights here at any point in time, especially against Doug Polk, who's done this. No. As I said before he did it, he bets big on the turn. He check raises big on the turn. He seems to always shove the river for a very large bet size as well as when he does that too. So 7-9, just too strong of a hand to fold. And yeah, I mean, that's kind of what we've been seeing happen with Daniel a lot, where he makes just a little bit worse hand than Doug Polk, and he doesn't seem to necessarily be on the other side of things that often. Now, do you think that's a function of variance that we're seeing, or do you think that might be a function of just superior play by Doug Polk? Because to me, it would seem like that could go either person. If Doug had the straight there in that spot, like, he would have got stacked as well too.
Yeah, exactly. If the roles were reversed, Doug just gets stacked there, no question.
Yeah. Well, just like that, $90,000 stack on the left-hand side for Mr. Doug Polk. We're joined today once again by Landon Tice, Mr. 21-year-old, debatably one of the top up-and-coming American poker players in the world. We got a bunch of comments up there as well, guys. Appreciate everyone for tuning in. It's very nice to hang out with you as always. Definitely one of my favorite parts of the day is getting to talk a bunch of poker with all you crazy animals up there. And now we get Landon back in the mix here too. And you guys know Landon, he's working very hard in the lab, studying on his game, trying to become debatably one of the top players, and he's trying to take on all comers in Poker Mountain. And he's trying to look like
Poker Mountain coming soon.
He's trying to look like a god with sunlight shining on his beautiful face in the process, apparently too. So I don't know what's happening over there with this sun kid. Ay ay ay. Here we go, left-hand side, $3,500 pot. Going to the river. Daniel checks it over to Doug. See what Doug decides to do. Maybe value bets a hand like a 2-pair. Ace-7, so he does check back Ace-7. Interesting, okay. What about a value bet that river? Even though it is Ace-Deuce 3-4, I don't think we're that scared of our opponent having a 5. Does he feel like if he value bets an ace there that he opens himself up to getting check raised, or what do you think about the check back there?
It's hard to get value from much worse. Like, you can get value from like worse pairs with the club for sure, but you can also expect some check backs too. I think that it's close either way. You can go for a bet and then fold to a raise. You can just check back and win. Like, you have enough pot share to win. But it's pretty close. It's a pretty close spot for sure.
Do you want to tell people what pot share means?
Like, your hand wins at showdown, and you don't want to necessarily value bet hands that have low pot share because you can just get called by worse.
Mm-hmm.
Get called by better, and you beat bluffs. But if you have a hand that has like a high amount of pot share, you're going to want to bet because you probably have a value hand that can get paid by worse value hands.
So in that situation, what would be a hand that has high pot share? Like some sort of 2-pair combination?
Like a flush, yeah, like 2-pair plus, yeah. 2-pair plus straights, flushes, like those are just strong hands.
Mm-hmm.
And then like lower pot share hands are just 1-pair hands. And then no pot share hands are hands like no pair, no draw with a club that you're going to want to represent a strong hand with. And
right.
kind of go for...
So you want to kind of check back. You want to check back that middling range. You want to value bet the top part of that range, and then you want to include some of the bottom part of the range in there as bluffs as well too.
Yeah, and then you want to have some thin value bets, like ace. An ace would be a pretty thin value bet on a 4 straight there too.
Mm-hmm.
And Daniel from the big blind just has more 5x's than Doug does. So like Daniel can pretty easily just like call with a 5, where Doug doesn't have as many as Daniel does.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it makes sense. I mean, I think my intuition would tell me to value bet Ace-7 there. Right, I just feel like with the aggressive dynamic, and maybe it's something where your opponent doesn't even think you necessarily would value bet an ace all the time, even though I feel like these two are playing really aggressive ranges, and we've certainly seen third pairs for value, but obviously not every third pair is going to be treated equally. You know what I mean?
Yeah, not every third pair is created equal.
Yeah, I mean, that's something, it's funny, but it's something I think important to note when you're considering, right, like this third pair versus that third pair.
Yeah,
those things are different, the situations are different.
Be like a jack, where like you just kind of get called by some worse pocket pairs. But like if third pair is a deuce, then you're trying to get paid by ace highs.
Mm-hmm. Well, we got a 3-bet pot here on the right-hand side, Lando. Jack 9 deuce, check, check. Turn is a 10. King Queen makes a straight. I think King Queen's going to be a more likely hand for a hand like Doug Polk. Daniel.
I think they're both going to have King Queen at a decently high frequency. Because Doug's going to 3-bet his King Queen and Daniel's going to call them all. Like neither one of them are folding King Queen's pre.
You don't think Daniel's going to be 4-betting King Queen some percentage of the time as well? We have seen him 4-bet at pretty high frequency.
He does do it some percentage of the time, so Doug has like a little bit more, but it's not like an overwhelming amount.
Interesting. Okay. So check call on the turn for Doug Polk. River's a 4. So remember, guys, Doug 3-bet. Check flop. Check calls turn. Could have some jacks, maybe like a weak jack, like a jack 7. Queen 8, of course, too. Queen 8 for the slow played straight. Nice hand there by this Prem leader. $13,000 pot goes his way, so he Queen 8. He turns the miracle. Miracle
with the redraw.
I know. God, how good are you running? I mean, listen, when you can check call there, 3-bet the Queen 8, check call flop, or check flop, check call turn, but you don't get a bet on the river, unfortunately. So not everything's always going your way, Mr. Doug Polk. And just like that left-hand side, we are seeing a 4-bet by Daniel Negreanu. Lock in, guys. 10.8K for Kid Poker. Let's see what Doug Polk's going to do. Very aggressive match so far. Doug Polk, a big fan of calling these 4-bets. We have not seen him 5-bet at a very high frequency. Is this one of those low frequency times? It is not. He does just call. Flop comes down 8-3 deuce. 21,000 in the middle as the energy starts to build up. Landon has not seen some of these new graphics yet, so he's going to be in for a little surprise today.
I'm looking forward to seeing the top one.
Which one, Scary Lady?
Yeah.
Okay.
Have the chat seen Scary Lady already?
They have seen Scary Lady.
Wow.
So Daniel bets 1/4. You guys know that's very customary.
When does Scary Lady appear?
I don't know. We're gonna find out right now, maybe, because Doug Polk check calls. It's 30,000 in the middle here, Landon. 4-bet pre-flop, 8-3 deuce, turn deuce. Let's see what happens here. Doug's facing a $6,400 bet. If Doug has pocket 10s, pocket 9s, pocket 8s, pocket 5s, any pocket pair he's not folding. He might fold some ace-jack, ace-10 there. He does lay it down. What kind of hands is Doug Polk going to be continuing there on that flop with and then folding that turn with, Landon?
Yeah, he's going to continue with a bunch of pairs, and then he's going to start folding some ace-high and king-high with backdoors that don't really realize on the turn.
You said king highs?
Yeah, like Broadway cards that have backdoors on flop, but didn't pick up a backdoor draw on the turn.
You mean like a king 10 of hearts, something like that?
Yeah.
Maybe like backdoor straight
like
draw,
that.
backdoor flush
But
draw?
king 10 of like spades, because that card's got them. Like the draw.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
3-bet on the left-hand side, king jack 9. D-Negs bets, takes it down pretty quickly. Nothing to see there. Battling back a little bit. $60,000 stack on the left. Bunch of people in the chat right now. What's going on, guys? Thank you for tuning in. We are live here from GTO headquarters, getting over the coronavirus. So Landon's coming to you remote right now, not in studio. I missed the guy. He's not here, you know what I'm saying? But he's over there. It's like he's here. You know, he took the place of the Gorilla. The Gorilla Gaming. Gorilla, shout out to Gorilla Gaming. You guys know we'll have an official ad read for them today. Shout out to Doritos. Shout out to Uber. Paul Peaches in the chat says, Poppy, Landon Tice initials are LT, meaning lieutenant. He's your second in charge. It's a nickname. Use it, don't use it. It's all good. Thank you. Thank you very much.
It's like kind of passive aggressive, right? Like use it or you don't have to use it, but you.
Yeah, it is kind of aggressive. Yeah. Definitely. Brock Nexon says, has Joey formally addressed his absent yet? No, I haven't. I have not addressed my absence. I've been, that's been a video I've been putting off making, guys, and I'm definitely going to make it, though. So, left-hand side, bet on the river here from Doug. Pretty big bet. Takes it down. Chess Brilliance in the chat. What's going on? Sayik says, I'm ready for another long stream. Listen, guys, last stream was over 4 hours. I was not ready for it. By the end, my energy could not take it anymore. But today, we're back and ready to get the fuck after it. So I'm ready to see some great action here. I've been playing way too much poker lately, and I'm loving it. So I can't wait to get back and play more. Landon was shocked. I told him I was playing 2-card Nolan Hold'em, and he wasn't sure he was talking to the right person. So
It's true.
We'll see what happens here. Left-hand side, C-bet and a call by Negreanu. Turn is a 3. 4-6 makes a straight. King 3, 2 pair. Right-hand side, 3-bet by Doug. 4,100. Takes it down quickly by Daniel. Left-hand side, a big bet. Doug's going with the pot size bet on the turn. Takes that down quickly. Landon, what kind of hands might you expect to be potting there with as a bluff on the King 7, 5, 3, 2 spades?
Yeah.
What kind of hands?
Like hands that block straights for sure, and then hands that have a draw.
Would you want to have a hand like a Queen 6, something like that, like no spade?
Yeah, for sure.
Or would you want to have a spade in your hand to block your opponent's continuing hands?
You want to have spades.
You want to have spade?
Flush draws are going to do that on the turn. Like one spade hands are going to do it with future blockers to a flush on the river.
Mm-hmm.
All that good stuff.
All that good stuff. Well, we don't know the good stuff. We're asking you for the good stuff. Is a
You're
6 better? Is a
Joey,
6 better than a 4?
You're supposed to know, Joey.
What do you say?
You're supposed to know.
Why am I supposed to know?
Because you've been in the lab.
I don't know these things. I'm asking you these things, buddy. Listen.
I heard you have a tough opponent for your heads up match.
Who?
Who is it?
I know you ain't talking about yourself because you ain't a tough opponent. I mean, listen,
Sure.
man. I don't know, man. Listen, I don't know. I feel like you're overrated right now, kid. I'm ready to take you on. I'm ready to take you down. I'm going to climb up Poker Mountain. I'm giving you a beat down in your life, okay?
Poker Round 2021 coming soon.
Nothing brewing here, guys. We saw one big pot. Go Mr. Doug Polk's way here. Flush versus straight, but that's about it so far. Right-hand side 3-bet. Left-hand side 3-bet. Very aggressive match so far. My man N2 Deep LA checking in the chat. What's up, man? How's it going? 4-bet alert. On the left by Negreanu. Very aggressive match today. Right-hand side, the 3-bet is called. The smoke comes up on the left. Let's see what happens here. Doug Polk, is he going to call once again? Right-hand side, 3,200. C-bet from Daniel. We got a couple big pots brewing here. Left-hand side, ace 10-3, rainbow. Doug does call it, Landon. I expect to see that quarter. Here we go with the quarter, 4,400.
I think I fixed the lighting a little bit.
See if Doug can kind of continue here. He's probably going to continue with his queen jacks, king jacks, his gut shots, most of his tens. If he has an ace, continue as well. He does call. Turn is a 7 of spades. $30,000 in the middle, guys. 39,000 behind. Daniel, 4-betting at a high frequency, does not always have an ace. Certainly capable of having a bunch of dog here. He bets 6,400 once again. We saw him do that last time. What is Doug Polk going to do? Can he lay down a 10 here?
No, he's not folding a 10 yet.
He's not folding a 10. Landon says river's a 5. Backdoor spades gets in there. 33,000 behind. Will D-Neg shove it in here? Can he gain some momentum in this match? Can he start off? Not be down. He does shove. Daniel's all in. And he calls pocket aces for Kid Poker. Daniel Negreanu, $110,000 pot goes his way as finally Kid Poker is on the right side of a big situation. And just like that, Landon, you know the classic.
This is a classic one right here.
Classic. The truck driver, Doug Polk, speeding through on that delivery. Does not work out as a bomb is going to come down. And Daniel Negreanu unleashes it on.
This is the greatest action movie of 2020.
Just like that, Mr. Kid Poker himself wins a $110,000 pot. And our replay of the day, Gorilla Gaming replay. Let's check it out, Lando. Aces for Daniel. Obviously a dream scenario. Doug calls with ace-8 suited. Is that a little bit too wide to be calling 4-bets pre-flop, or do you think that's in line?
No, you gotta call before bet.
What'd you say?
No, you have to call.
You got to call ace-8. Can't fold it. No question. That's it? Simple as that?
Yeah.
Simple as that. Okay. Turn, obviously not going to fold again then?
No.
River. Closer.
I mean, it's not a great river, but you just have to call on a 4-bet pot when you flop a pair and hope.
That's it? Every time you flop top pair, you get stacked in 4-bet pots?
On this run out, yeah. Like Daniel also just has like king queen with a spade that would bluff the river.
Yeah, interesting. That makes sense. So
Queen
you
jack
think Daniel is
with a
going to be
spade.
bluffing on the river enough here?
Yeah.
You think so? I don't personally think so, but I see what you're saying, and it makes sense. Doug Polk, unfortunately, on the wrong side of the situation there. And listen, guys, if Daniel can get a few more of those, if he can get some momentum on his side, then listen, man, anything's possible in terms of coming back here. Obviously, you don't want to lose faith. We saw Phil Galfond come back from being down about $1 million against Fenny Vidi. This is a very different situation, Doug Polk versus Daniel, but at the same time, anything's possible, Landon, right?
Yeah.
Anything's possible. Landon over there locked in. He's extra. You
Anything's
tired today,
possible
kid?
to
What's going on over there, Poppy? Give the people something. Give them a piece of your mind, man. You've been studying a little bit? You've been working on something? Anything you find interesting in the lab streets right now, Lando?
I fixed the lighting a little bit, right?
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, I'm sitting in a very uncomfortable position, but I had to make the sacrifice I have to make.
Well, why don't you choose a less uncomfortable position, and with some, is there like, can we cover up the window a little bit more?
No.
Do you have, bro, what the fuck are you doing over there? Do I take you to
fine.
the store? Like, what's going on here? Do I get you some blinds? Let me get you like a webcam. Let me get you a respectable setup over there, brother, okay?
Yeah.
That's my goal post coronavirus is we're gonna help get your setup respectable there. You got your great treadmill desk. Jay Kuhn donated to you. You got your couple dual monitors set up, but we got to get you set up right. We got to get you a laptop.
I don't have the. Yeah, I need some streaming capabilities.
Yeah, man, we'll take care of it for you, buddy. Listen, you're winning too much.
But yeah, I played some 50-100 heads up today on WSOP.
You played 50-100 heads up. How did it go?
I won small. I won like 2K.
$2,000. How many hands you guys play during your match?
Probably a couple hundred.
Couple hundred.
Maybe like 200 maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah, it was fun though.
Who'd you play
Been in the
against?
last lot.
What kind of person were you up against?
I played that guy Matt Perry. He's a beast.
Matt Perry. Is he putting in work against you? He's a pretty good player.
Matt Perry fucking shovels the money in, dude.
Yeah,
He's
he
a
puts you in a lot of tough
scary guy to
spots.
play. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how you know someone's like good, like how someone's probably pretty good is like if you play against them and like you consider them like annoying, they're probably pretty good.
Or they might just be playing a little bit fancy and super aggressive and putting you in a lot of
But
spots.
like obviously like it's gonna be easy. It's gonna be harder to play against aggression than it is to play against passivity. Like you're gonna have to make lighter call downs versus like not chuck back, which
Right.
is a different. Like they give themselves the chance to win the pot.
Well, Doug Polk gave himself a chance to win this pot on the right-hand
Yes.
side as he overbets the river. As you see, the straight is out there. Will Negreanu go for it? No, he does fold. So what's your thought process on 5, 6, 7, 8, 9? Your opponent bets overbetting. How are you thinking about how often you should be calling there if you only play on the board?
Yeah, calling to chop is not really a great thing to do. So you're mostly like not gonna want to do that unless you have some hands that make sense to. Like but then again, like you can also kind of throw it back on them and like go for some spicy raises.
Right, exactly. It's like a very
So-
mano a mano, like who's got the bigger set of cojones kind of situation,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
In the
There's a lot of
straight
that
board.
going on, and like also if you have a hand that contains a jack in it, like blocking the nuts for Jack 10, you're gonna want to, at some small percentage, like represent that you have Jack 10.
Mm-hmm.
And if you have the nuts, you're obviously going to be raising over the overbet. So,
Yeah, makes sense. Left-hand side, Daniel going for a value
but
bet on
yeah,
the
you're
river,
not really
check
calling for
back
chops
turn.
very much. Yeah.
So that's a good rule of thumb if you're at home, guys. Do not call for a chop. If you're often, check raise all in. So Doug Polk does not believe him. The turn was checked back. Doug Polk says, I don't think you have a strong enough hand to call. $33,000 in the middle for the truck driver, Mr. Doug Polk. He does get called. And just like that, another big pot. Top set for Doug Polk. And top and bottom pair. That German two-pair. Just like that. Mr. Doug Polk back in the mix. Fires another missile back onto Mr. Negreanu.
I want to see Scary Lady.
I'm not showing you Scary Lady for that one. As listen, man, even these guys are coming out for a little celebration for Doug Polk. So Doug Polk takes down a nice $80,000 pot. Right hand side, 3-bet pre-flop by Doug. King 10-3 rainbow. Turn is a deuce. We know big pots never happen on king high boards, so they're going to see a check on the turn. Daniel's going to bet. Doug's going to fold. It always happens on this damn king high flop in the 3-bet pot. We are going to get that replayer here one time.
That's a lie.
That always happens in 3-bet pots. Watch this. Daniel's going to bet. Doug's going to fold. We're going to move on to the next hand. It always happens. We get our hopes up. We get our dreams up on king high boards. They just do not happen, Landon, okay?
I'd like to think that Doug's probably going to call this.
He is not, as he calls. Okay, river's a 3. Backdoor flush gets in there. Queen Jack misses. Jack 9 misses.
No,
Daniel,
you have some work to do, Joey. You have some work.
I'm not Nostradamus, all right, kid? I know what I say. Let's see what Daniel does here. 20,000 in the middle. How did I get that one wrong? Doug Polk with the backdoor flush does come in. The 10-7 of clubs. Daniel does not fall for the bait. So Doug had middle pair with the flush draw. Did not decide about the turn. Just check calls. Doesn't check raise. Could he check raise that turn with the 10-7 after has played, or is he just not? Is he not going to be check raising that turn at a
You
decent
don't really want
frequency?
to, because when you do raise and you don't block the king and like you block some decent dispute pairs, it's more likely that Daniel has a hand that contains a king in it.
Mm-hmm.
So he's most likely going to be betting those on the river anyways. So if you're raising, you want to just have like a flush draw in itself and not really have, like when you're bluffing, you want to fold specific hands, but when you're doing some weird merge stuff, it's a little bit more technical to where like you don't really necessarily want to look. There's the hat. There it is.
We got the null hole
Where
man
the
on today.
glass-
Listen, man.
Where the
Two card.
glasses.
Thank you.
Wear the
Yeah,
glasses.
wanna wear the glasses?
But yeah, like on that turn when like look at that. Look at this guy.
We
All you're
violent in
missing
here.
is the shirt with some cats on it.
Yeah, if I had a shirt with cats on it, I'd be looking so fucking cool right now. You're right, buddy.
Too.
You're so right.
But yeah, like I guess going back to that principle of having 10-7 of clubs there, you want to have some flush draws that you want to check call on the turn, and blocking a pair and having 2 pair outs and unblocking the king is a nice one to call with because like you can make some pretty disguised hands on the river. Like an offsuit 7 would be good for Doug to make 2 pair,
Sneaky 2
and
pair.
stack the king. Yeah,
Yeah, left
and you
hand
don't really
side.
have that sort of you don't really have that sort of thing when you have naked flush draws because like if you just have like a naked lower flush draw and you river a pair, you still lose to the same hands at the turn.
This tricky game of Hold'em, guys. Left-hand side, D-Negs, betting the river, $3,600, $4,800 pot. A raise from Doug Polk. Doug Polk coming out, battling today here. So he is saying that he has a slow play 3, maybe an overpair.
Joey, hold on.
Uh-oh.
Hold on.
I don't know what the kid's going to come up with now. He's got his own pair of shades. Now we look like 2 really
There
cool
we
guys
are.
with glasses on watching online poker. This is what it's come to, guys. Daniel Negreanu facing a raise, $11,700. He does lay it down.
Look at
Doug
us.
Polk improving on that. Landon, what's the story on those shades?
They're blue light blocking glasses, so like when I play at night, I wear these.
Nice, man. That's awesome. We're
I mean, it's not awesome, Joey. They're just glasses.
you look swag, bro. We're looking like 2 cool fucking guys right now watching some online poker.
I agree.
Amen, buddy. Amen. Nolan Hold'em hat on. You guys know this is one of the Hold'em hats we like to watch. We like to wear and watch Nolan Hold'em. A couple Singer Race pots going on here right now. Yeah, Brock Nixon says the Hold'em hat. When I wear this hat to play Hold'em at the casino, guys, people are folding to me way less, which means I value
less.
them way more. All right? That's just what happens. People do not believe me when I wear this hat for some reason. I don't know why, Landon. If I sit down and I wear this hat, you're gonna call me more or you're gonna fold to me more? What do you think?
I'll probably raise you more.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You'd come after me more, right? You're not letting a guy with
Yeah,
this
but
hat
you're
on beat
also
you in a
getting out.
hand.
Like, there's no way you can't get out of line when you wear that hat.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you can't put this
No,
hat
no.
on and play
I mean-
tight. It's
I mean,
it's
you.
impossible.
I mean, you're also gonna get out of line wearing that hat.
Yeah. I know, just because I'm wearing the hat, right? I just something about the
yeah.
hat. So
Powerful hat.
it is what it is. Right-hand side, D-Neg's going to bet the river. Takes it down. Doug using that 948 sizing. We've seen that all this match. They don't do 3x. There's no 3x raising pre-flop here. It's 2x. It's 2.2x, 2.3x. But these guys, why don't they make it 3x pre-flop, Landon?
They don't have to. I guess is like they're risking more dollars when 2.5 or a little bit smaller than 2.5 is just kind of like the industry standard for reasons of pot odds and like forcing your opponent to continue and do that a decent amount. What's wrong with the gorilla's toe? Look at it.
The gorilla needs surgery. I don't know
It
what happened to
lost
my
the
man's
toe.
foot here, but it looks like his feet got taken down by boom.
Whoa, whoa.
Kick his kid in the fucking face.
Bro,
Teach him a
no,
lesson. Teach him a lesson, Gorilla Gaming Gorilla. Teach him a lesson. Glenn sent this guy personally to take you out. Bam! Hit him in the helmet. Oh my god.
It was over my head, It was over my
Yeah,
head.
he's worked out. He's been working hard lately, man. They've been performing.
He's
him
been
pretty
working hard.
We started this gorilla park, and people have just been watching him a little bit too much. It's a cyber gorilla park, Landon. People pay $9.99 to come watch that gorilla do that. And so it's just a little side hustle I have going on. Left hand side,
Wow.
bet on the river from Doug. He's saying I got a 9, I got a queen, or I got a bunch of BS. Let's see what Daniel does here. 9-9, queen, 5 deuce. Doug betting 4,800. Does Daniel have a hand strong enough to call? It's going to be pretty tough for him to have a queen. He does lay it down. Doug Polk puts the pedal on him and takes it down. Very nice hand. R.I.P. Harambe. Were you sad when Harambe died, Landon? Or did that not emotionally affect you?
It was very unfortunate.
Yeah.
R.I.P. Harambe.
Yeah, that's a great take, buddy. We appreciate that insight. Left-hand side, single raise spot. 9 deuce 3.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure. Wait, hold on. If I can remember correctly, I'm pretty sure somebody like jumped into the cage and then like bad things happened and then they blamed the animal that lived in the cage.
Yeah, I think that's what happened, right? There was a gorilla. Someone went in the cage. The gorilla attacked them because they jumped in a gorilla cage and the gorilla killed them. Maybe we don't do zoos anymore. Maybe we get rid of zoos. What do you think about that?
I don't know, man. I don't want to have an opinion on these these
These
topics.
tough. Listen, we don't want you to get canceled yet, but you're only 21, all right? You got a long year ahead of you. But hey, if you want to say something stupid, now's the time. We run you through the site. It is what it is, right? I mean, you can do what you want to do. All right, break. Daniel Negreanu is taking his first break of the day. This break is sponsored by GTO headquarters here in Las Vegas, Nevada. When you need a break, hit the GTO headquarters in Las Vegas, Nevada, my friends. We're joined today by Landon Tice. My God, all my people in the chat right now. MJF, Rob Ohio, Beard the Butcher. We're tuned in to Doug Polk versus Daniel Negreanu. High stakes, 200, 400. Heads up, Nolan Holmes showdown. We're playing at least 12.5 thousand hands at that point in time. The loser of the match can decide, do they want to continue? All speculation currently points to Daniel Negreanu continuing the match past that 12.5K hand mark. But if he is down enough money, he might decide to quit. At the moment, coming in today, he's down about $675,000 after about 7,800 hands. They're playing about between 400 and 600 hands a match. So each day, you can expect at least 400 to 600 hands to usually come off the board. And they're going to be playing today. They'll be playing Thursday, and they'll be playing Friday at the same time, 5:30 p.m. Eastern time. And yeah, man, we're longtime poker players here. And by we're longtime poker players, I mean I'm a longtime poker player, and Landon is more of a newer player who is now trying to push all the older generation around and
wear this beanie while doing it.
And wear this awesome beanie while doing it with this long ass hair he's got going on there. So listen,
with the hat, look at this.
Keep your girlfriends away, because when this guy gets out of the
Look
lab,
at Joey.
bitch,
This is alpha child level experience.
Dog, you are looking. Yeah, man. This is another level here. Guys, the match picks back up. We've seen Negreanu take these breaks at a decent frequency. But we see a check call on the left-hand side from Daniel. The board's king, deuce, deuce, turns a 3. See what goes on here. Matt McLeod says, shout out to the Ringer podcast on Phil Galfon. They crushed it. That's true. I got to hear myself in there a few times today. I listened to that. It was about the Phil Galfon versus Fenny VD comeback on the Ringer. Shout out to Dave Hill. It was a very good piece. Very well done. I encourage everyone to check it out. So Daniel, check calls on the left-hand side, guys. River is a 10. Daniel is going to have deuces. He's going to have kings. He's going to have some ace highs in some tough situations here. Maybe take the backdoor flush draw up that. He's going to have to fold a lot of those hands. He does have the backdoor flush draw, the queen, 7 of clubs. And unfortunately, Doug Polk turns the 3, bets it for value, gets called by a lot of worse hands, and he takes that one down. Very nice hand there by Daniel. That's pretty normal bet by Doug on the turn, right? Once he turns a 3.
Yeah.
Amen.
Yeah.
Amen. Amen, Landon. You put that hat on. I mean, I can't. I don't even recognize you anywhere, buddy.
Very good.
You know what I'm saying? You've been playing a lot on World Series of Poker, ACR. What's kind of been your place to play that you've been liking playing?
Yeah, I've mostly been playing with WSOP since being back in Vegas.
WSOP.com. Do you think there's good enough action for a guy like you on WorldSeriesOfPoker.com, or do you feel like you might need to start exploring some of the other parts of the internet poker world? Maybe GG Poker, maybe Party Poker, maybe Global Poker, or do you feel like you're finding enough action, high stakes for you right now on WSOP.com?
I'm feeling pretty good right now on WSOP. There's a lot of cash games going, tournaments with it too.
A lot of cash games, not tough enough games at all. Are the games good or what?
Games are pretty good. I mean, yeah.
Oh my God, here we go. Check raise left hand side. D-Negs
Oh my God.
takes it down. Doug Polk does not even think about it. Doug Polk went with the pot size bet. D-Negs check raised them very small. Board was queen, queen, jack, jack, 3. Basically telling him, I got a queen. Doug Polk obviously had a bunch of jack as he folded pretty quickly. Couple single raise pots here. Jack 5-4, 2 hearts on the left-hand side. Doug's going to go with the bet, $800. Little less than half pot. White Smoke Hiding says this kid is the child of Phil Locke and the Bride of Chucky.
You're not wrong, kid.
That's fucking really accurate, isn't it?
Sure. It really does have like the Phil Locke sort of.
Bro, with that beanie on, you do look like it's a sick call. What a sick.
It is a sick
observation.
You're a sick human.
You're a sick human, dude. You know that is an incredible observation. He really does look like the Bride of Chucky and Phil Locke's son. Except 6-6. They fed him a lot of food. He ate a lot of steaks and stuff like that. Uh-oh, guys. The heat is on over here. I think one of these Zoom location things came up here, guys. Hold on a sec. We might need to do a little reformatting over here. Hold on a second. You guys know we're using Zoom to connect with Landon, so World Series of Poker occasionally pops up and tells us that we need to have the Zoom off. So let me see here real quick. Let me get this kind of fixed up. Hold on a second, guys. Yeah, we got to figure out a new thing to use next time besides Zoom, because Zoom is fucking up pretty quickly. So we got to do this on the fly. Bum, 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 bum. Display capture off here.
You can use Google Hangouts.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, let's sit up here in a second, guys. Let me get World Series Poker back up here, guys. Let me at least get the tables going on here. Yeah, unfortunately, WorldSeriesPoker.com has this thing where when you're using the platform, you can't use remote software. So we try to use Zoom right now just because I want to share my screen with Landon. And we use Zoom so we can use video and we can share the screen pretty easily. But unfortunately, as you can see, that kind of shit happens. So when that happens, we got to do that. So it's probably not going to be best to use that moving forward, but it'll be okay. Get them back up here. Voila, voila. And here we go. Don't get to miss out on anything. Still got the action up. Still got the hands up. Left-hand side. Doug still got a bunch of chips. 9-2,000. Right-hand side. Very even match so far. Nothing really to see here. And let's get our man Landon back up over here. I guess Landon can just watch the tables. All we really need from him is his video, so he can kind of watch it. I guess he can't really see the he can't really see the screen though, like for the graphics and stuff like that. So actually, I'm gonna try to use Hangouts, or I'll just call him up on Hangouts here, guys. Hold on a second. Let me see if I can get Landon here. Right hand side we see, or left hand side we see a 3-bet pre-flop by Doug. Deuce 3-3 board, 2 diamonds. Check, check. Turn is an 8. See what goes on here. So 3-bet pre-flop. Check back on the flop by D-Negs. Yeah, Michael Burke says, I think Discord will work too. Yeah, I think Discord will work too. I just don't know how to really use Discord. So I tried using it earlier. It did not work. Send me Hangouts link through here. We'll try Hangouts on here. Let's see how that works. Left-hand side gets checked down to the river. Doug's going to bet half pot. Says he's got a flush. Daniel folds pretty quickly. Takes it down. Right-hand side. $4,500 pot going to the river. 9-9-6-4. River's a 5. I think most players probably going to bet 7-8 at some point in time. So I'd expect Daniel to bet here. And he does. 3/4 pots. Takes it down. Left-hand side. Nothing brewing there. Magic Slot says, Joel, why do you never answer chat? I mean, what's the point of watching if you ignore us? I talk to my chat all the time, but right now I'm getting things kind of set up here with Landon. So I sometimes think I talk to the chat too much and I don't necessarily call the action. So I try to do a nice balance when I do this of paying attention to the action, paying attention to big moments, getting some graphics up, getting some sound effects up, and then also answering the chat, talking to the guests. So it's kind of a balance that you get better at doing over time. And yeah, it's not always easy balance to do. Sometimes you kind of go both sides. Sometimes you do more talking in the chat. Sometimes you do more calling the action. The hands are kind of picking up. Sometimes things are going well with your commentator. So it all really depends on the vibe that you kind of have going on with the person. A couple singer race pots here. Nothing brewing. I'm trying to get this open with Landon. You on here? I'm going to try to talk to him on Skype. Bum, 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 bum. Couple singer race pots here. Nothing brewing. Not seeing too much 3-betting as on call. We see 3-betting and lay it down. Mary Am says, Joey, how does poker software work, please? What do you mean? Basically, it recreates the game of poker. So the game of poker, game of Texas Hold'em that you might normally play with your friends in a basement or at a casino. Basically, what this software does is it uses some type of random number generator where it allegedly spits out these cards randomly. And instead of using actual poker chips, you use these virtual representation of the game of poker. So yeah, that's how the poker software works, is that you get to play multiple games. You can play 4 games at one time. You get a lot of fast decisions. Yeah, I mean, you get to play a lot of hands. Theoretically, the better player that you are, the more hands you play, the more money you can make. the more you can maximize your win rate, the kind of different strategies you can have depending on what kind of player that you are. If you're a mass tabler, if you're one tabler, if you're a fort tabler, if you're a bum hunter, if you like to play good players, right? Like there's a lot of different approaches you can take for poker, as Doug Polk calls that river with the 8-10. He's got 2 pair. Very nice hand for him. Picks off that bluff by Dan Negreanu. But yeah, that's basically what poker software is, if that makes sense. It's just an emulator of this real life game of Texas Hold'em or Pot Limit Omaha, the great game. Trying to get Landon on Skype here. We'll see. Oh, fucking hell, guys. This is what it is. Technical difficulties kind of going on right now. Right-hand side, 4-bet by Daniel Negreanu. Smoke starts to pick up a little bit. Daniel with another 4. I mean, this is like maybe the 3rd or 4th 4-bet we've seen him do so far. We've seen Doug Polk call these at a high frequency, as he does call once again 6 Ace-Jack. You can see the ranges are wide. Doug Polk calling with before Ace-7 suited, so he looks like he's calling with Lando, are you there?
Yeah.
Okay, we got Landon back in the mix here, guys. That quarter pot bet on the right-hand side. Last time we saw Daniel have pocket aces. Does he have pocket aces again? The odds are not in his favor, but we will find out. $30,000 pot on the turn. 25,000 behind for Daniel. Ace-Jack 6-6. Daniel checks it back. River is an ace. Doug Polk probably going to be check calling the flop with a lot of pairs. All of his jacks. All of his aces. Some gut shots. He checks the river. 30,000 in the middle. Wow. Doug Polk shows down Ace-Jack for the nut full house. Daniel Negreanu does not bet. And a 30,000 power pot goes Doug Polk's way. You can see Doug Polk just calls the 4-bet with the Ace-Jack offsuit. Check calls the flop. The $4,400 bet. These two are playing a very different version of poker. I would not recommend you try this against your local. I mean, listen, a lot of this stuff is not applicable in the games that you guys play. You don't want to be slow playing a lot of these big hands against players. Most players are not going to be using the quarter pot sizing, guys. What's happening here is certainly an interesting version of poker. Landon, can you see anything right now?
I'm waiting for you to share it, but I logged in on my side and I can see the tables, but
Okay, cool. Sounds
can
good.
the chat see me?
Let me pull up Big Lando's let me pull up his video here real quick, guys. I can kind of see you can. But yeah, how would you describe that? How different does a game of live poker play compared to what we're seeing here?
Bet sizes in live are less technical, at least on like the smaller stakes.
Meaning,
It's more like
what? Meaning what? What do you mean by that?
like more so play like their hand and don't really like think about ranges. So it's like they just don't show up with enough bluffs in spots and they have too much value.
So what you're saying is that you can call less on later street situations.
Yeah, you can overfold river a lot and make many dollars.
Right. Whereas against better players, you have to start calling more because they're capable of bluffing you more.
Because then they'll just run you over with bluffs.
Right. And that's what you do to people, right? You run people over with bluffs all the time, don't you?
Don't give it all away, Joey.
That's true. That's true. Left-hand side, we see a check call on the turn. River's an ace. So any 10 makes a straight. A lot of two pairs possibilities out there. Right-hand side, 3-bet by Daniel. Left-hand side, big bet by Doug, 2,800. And Daniel immediately folds. Once again, Daniel apparently thinks he has to play every hand instantly today, as he appears to be speeding up his pace of play. Ace 10-3, rainbow on the right-hand side, 3-bet pot. Daniel's going to go with a $2,400 bet. Is there a lot of different sizes you can use on these Ace 10-3 rainbow boards and 3-bet pots, Lando?
Most of the time you're going to want to default to like having a two-sizing strategy of having like a smaller bet and then like a pot size bet on flush draw boards, but on rainbow boards, going smaller makes more sense.
Mm-hmm. Why does going small versus going like half pot or bigger bet on Ace 10-3? Why would you do something like that?
They're mostly going to fold the same combos that they're going to call 1/3 with. So you're giving yourself a cheaper price to bluff and like with your overall range.
Would there ever be an opponent you might want to size up a little bit as an exploit, or?
Yeah, like if you just have like value hands that unblock strong hands, like let's say you have a set of 10s and you unblock an ace.
That makes sense. Makes a lot of
sense. You might want to think about it. But
So right-hand side, Doug's going to show down the second pair, Jack 10. Daniel does not follow through with the 8-9 suited. Left-hand side, D-Next another 3-bet. Queen 9-5 monotone board. No one's favorite board. A lockdown board. But Daniel's not scared. 2,400 once again.
Yeah, this is an interesting give up from Daniel because Doug's gonna have a lot of like king highs and stuff that might end up folding river, and he also has like the nut suits that don't block backdoor continues. So I think if I were to run this hand, 9-8 would probably get in the mix a little bit with a bluff at some percentage.
Oh, you mean on later streets with 9-8 suited?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
like turn is a really good check because like you just don't really have that much equity and you don't really block strong hands. But on river you have 9 high and Doug has a really real proportion of like king queen king jack stuff that's like not gonna really bet the turn very much, but stuff that's gonna check back. And you have 9 high, so like you're pretty much at the bottom of your range.
So you feel like once you're at the bottom of the range there, that might be a hand
Once
where you just kind of have to bet.
You're gonna want to bluff, yeah.
Right. Interesting. Yeah. Love talking hold'em with the kid landing over here. As you guys can see, the man's locked in.
I'm trying to figure it out.
He's still trying to figure this whole stream thing out, guys. We're gonna figure out for the next time. Right hand side 3-bet by D-Next once again. As you can see, he's 3-betting high frequency. Do not try this at home. 4-bet by Doug Polk, one of our first 4-bets of the match from the Supreme Leader. Doug Polk putting the pressure. All in by Daniel. He shoves all in, and Doug Polk snap lays it down. And Negreanu puts the Canadian foot on the throat of Doug Polk as we see our first 5-bet shove all in.
Canadian foot is down.
The Canadian foot has laid his smack down on Mr. Doug Polk, Supreme Leader. He's wobbling around.
One step for Canada.
Landon over there. We're seeing a lot of looks from the kid today. Do I need to share my screen with you think?
That could be possible. That could be fun because I can't see you right now. I can only see the tables and like myself, and I keep scrolling back to the
Can you
video.
see now, Big Poppy?
Let's find out. I can.
All right, cool. We got Landon over here. Landon Tice. Landon, you playing the main event, World Series of Poker? You going to be streaming it? You playing? You selling action? Give the fans something. What are you doing about the main event coming up here, man?
I'm going to play it. I think I'm streaming. It might be kind of fun, actually. So I might stream.
You're going to play the World Series of Poker main event, and you're going to stream it.
Yeah.
Okay. We like to hear that, guys. Left-hand side, 3-bet pre-flop. C-bet by D-Next. Ace, King, 8. Obviously, very good board for the 3-better. Do you feel like people are going to be able to get a lot better at Hold'em after they watch this challenge if they're really paying attention? Because, I mean, we're kind of seeing some spots just play one way by both players at a very high frequency percentage of the time. So if you're watching that at home, you might say, okay, well, can I find those boards in my own play, right? Like if you 3-bet and the guy calls the board's Ace, King, 8, we know as a 3-better you have an advantage over the other player. So do you think it gets to a point where everyone just knows this? Or do you think most people aren't necessarily paying attention to the game at that sort of
Most
level?
people are really paying attention. They're kind of waiting for like the big pots and stuff. But yeah, I mean, like you can definitely learn a lot of stuff by watching someone that's playing high stakes poker for many days in a row and like trying to understand why it is they're doing the things they're doing.
You're right. Exactly, man. Yeah. I mean, I think that's important. You got to try to understand why they're betting this sizing, why they're doing what they're doing, what the alternative options might be. I mean, it's a lot of tough questions that go into this. And that's what makes poker great is that it takes a very small amount of time to learn, but it takes a lifetime to master it. And that's why there's so many thousands of people that play all around the world is that you don't need to really know much to be able to go out there and understand, I got aces, I'm going to make a bet. So it doesn't take a rocket science to value bet trip aces or trip kings. And when you play in ring formats, you can play a little bit tighter and you can wait for stronger hands. So, or you can go like a madman and you play any hand. As we see Doug call the right-hand side with the bottom full house, takes it down pot. Nice hand by him. As you can see, Landon looks like he's a bank robber in Grand Theft Auto 5 right now. Looks like he's about to crack in there with Doug Polk and help him clear up that.
Play the stealing one.
Which one you want to play?
You know which one? The one where the SWAT team comes in.
We'll play it next time we see a theft.
Yeah, I'm part of the theft.
Jacob Calloway says, Joey, my son is 14 and wants to be a professional poker player. What can I do to be helping him reach his dream? I think the thing you can do to help him reach his dream as a 14-year-old professional poker player is to... let me handle
Stay in
this one.
school. Yeah, I like that one. Stay in school.
Stay in school. I don't know, man. Get him working with the salt. Get him working, man. Get him in the lab. Get him studying. Get him playing on one of those apps. You know, on the apps, there's like these games on the app where you can play against programs that'll tell you whether you should bet big, whether you should bet small, and it's like turns into its own game. So I would recommend you find him one of the programs. I personally use an app called Postflop Plus right now. Have him download that on his phone, and then when you're kind of messing around, instead of messing around on pornography or whatever, I don't know what the fucking kids are doing these days, but instead of messing around on porn, you pull up the Jack 5-3 Rainbow board and you run a couple sims, right? Like, I mean, come on. You could either scroll and ESPN, you could watch sports. You could go to Instagram and you can look at what your friend zone people are posting on there to thirst trap you. Or you can better your poker knowledge and start studying some post-flop situations. So the choice is yours and yours alone. I don't know what 14-year-old kids are up to, but if you want my man to be a professional poker player, you got to get him. You got to get him a bankroll, and you got to get him learning, man. Let's get the guy learning.
They're playing Fortnite.
No, man, fuck that. Get him playing poker.
I said the 14-year-olds, the masses are playing
Fortnite.
Fortnite.
What's he gonna make in Fortnite? He's gonna be hustling like little 13-year-old Jimmy out of a $5 side bet and 1v1s in the fucking arena. Like what are you talking about? You ain't going nowhere with Fortnite, kid. Poker, at least you got something. You can always play a home game with your friends, right? You can play there for a working outing. Like, I feel like poker. Why would I want to play Fortnite when I can play poker? It don't make any sense. Like, you play with your friends when you're 30, when you're 40, when you're 50. Like, there's money on the line. You get to hustle people. It's a fun game. It's a mind sport. Why would I want to be playing Fortnite, building a fucking 8-foot wall when I could be check raising the river 3x against a guy who thinks bottom pair's good?
It's true.
I'm just saying, buddy. I'm just saying, okay?
You're fired up about this.
Jacob Shannon says, don't talk about kids and gambling anywhere near each other. I'm not saying the kid, I don't want the kid to gamble. I'm saying he can learn poker, right?
You know what to say, Joey? No gamble, no future.
The future of poker is not always necessarily gambling. Poker and gambling. Gambling is one separate thing. Poker is another thing. I don't see poker. I don't see it as gambling. That's not how I look at poker. And when I think about learning poker, there's ways to learn poker. We don't got to put $1 of your money into play, man. There's programs to play against. There's games to play. There's play money out there. There's a huge play money ecosystem out there right now. There's ways for you to better your ability elsewhere until you get to a legal gambling age and you're responsible enough to make those decisions for yourself. All right? But this isn't 2004 anymore. You don't that's not the only way to play. Listen, on Zynga, Landon's mom is a fucking beast. All right? She's one of the top Zynga poker players, and her and my little brother played a heads-up match for a billion play chips the other day, and she beat my little brother. So it's like,
not true.
Yeah, it's true. That's actually not gonna happen. But I'm saying it could happen, though, right?
It could. It definitely could happen.
It could happen. Back to the action, guys. Not much going on here. Not much happening, Big Lando. Landon, what are you doing for Christmas, buddy? You gonna go home for Christmas, or are you gonna have your parents come back out here?
I'm not sure yet. Sort of figuring it out.
Still figuring out. 21 years old. Still figuring out. I know how it goes. When I was 21, I was enjoying life, man. You know what I'm saying? And having fun, partying. Didn't find family that doesn't.
I was real.
Yeah, right-hand side. We see a bet on the turn and a call. Big bet by Doug. Puts a lot of pressure on a lot of Daniel's hands. Daniel calls the straight. Doug has the straight as well, too. Are you surprised that... Are you surprised Daniel wouldn't check raise with a straight there as well, even though the board does pair? Maybe thinking that he could get called by trip aces, or is he just never check raising that type of board texture versus that size of bet?
Not really surprised, no, but sometimes they both make good hands, Joey, and that's all there is to it.
That didn't answer the question. I hope you know that. My question is that why wouldn't he check raise 4-5? You said that sometimes people make good hands.
Yeah, I was busy working on my camera angles, Joey.
Bro, I mean, what is happening over here with this camera? You're like...
You gotta come back in the studio, man.
You're like this. You think you're like a model, or you think you're like on a webcam model? Like the people are paying $7.99 a minute or something. Like
$7.99 a minute, huh?
You're trying to give them your best side. I love this. This is great, man.
I'm chilling, man.
You're just chilling, buddy. We're just watching poker. We're just two fucking guys.
Yeah, there's no webcam in minutes.
We're just two guys sitting around watching this beautiful game. Queen Jack Deuce, right hand side, 3-bet by D-Negs, 8,200 in the middle. Their deep stack, $72,000. Any given time, a scafu might break out.
What might break out?
Snafu.
Scuff.
A fight, a brawl, a beat. You know what I'm saying? Like something might break out here, kid. And here we go. Daniel bets, Doug calls, turns a jack. This could be a cooler situation. Maybe one guy's got jack 10. Maybe Daniel shows up with a big hand. And Daniel checks it over.
Yeah, Doug might put in a small bet here for some scafu.
Let's see what happens here. Overbet on the left-hand side from Dean Eggs. Right-hand side checks back by Doug. Let's see what goes on here. Daniel 7,400 on the left-hand side. He's telling Doug, I've got at least 2 pair or better. Right-hand side bet from Dean Eggs on the river once Doug checks back. Does Doug have enough queens to call with here?
Yeah, he does.
Landon thinks he does. Let's see if he has it here. Left-hand side 3-bet by Daniel. Takes it down. Right-hand side, Doug Polk calls with the flush. Takes down a very big pot, goes his way.
That is scafu worthy right there.
That pot, that pot could have been way bigger. I'm kind of checked that in. I think I saw that Daniel had, I'm pretty sure that Daniel had, he had trip jacks there. Interesting hand, Landon. Are you surprised by that play?
No, I think his turn check's really good.
Let me pull this
I
one
think
up
he
here,
played
guys.
well. And Doug, once again, had a better hand.
Yeah, I mean, listen, we've certainly seen Doug Polk be on the right side of these, but at the same time, Landon.
Not the camera. They can only see my mouth now.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, at the same time, I mean, we do see that Doug Polk's been on the right side of these, but also, like, it just doesn't seem like Daniel is maybe getting enough value for some of his value hands, but he does have them as well, too. You know, Jack 7 here.
Doug's going to have more jacks in range than Daniel does when the turn is a jack, because Daniel's going to see some check back, some jack X hands, or Doug's going to stab and put some pressure on ace highs.
Mm-hmm.
So I like Daniel's line here a lot. And Doug had a flush, and there's not much to really say.
You like it a lot when you make trip jacks and check the turn.
Yeah.
Well, I don't like that a lot, Landon, personally, right? When I make trip jacks, I want to bet those fucking hands, okay?
Yeah,
I'm betting my trip. When you make trip jacks, guys, I'm going to give you a lesson.
You're balanced. The imbalanced field.
Make a bet, all right? When you're playing in the live 1-3 game with Tight Tony.
Don't listen to Joey.
And Frank with the textured shirt, and you got
Playing
3
Frank
jacks in a 3-bet pot, you make a bet.
Yeah, but he's playing Douglas K. Polk, not Frank from Texas.
That's why I'm trying to differentiate it.
He's playing against Davy Jones. Doug called me the young swashbuckler, so he's now like Davy Jones.
I'm pretty sure Doug's just trying to one-up me with that nickname choice because that nickname's completely out of line. The Swashbuckler.
It's a good one.
Do you know how hardo you got to be to come up with a nickname like the Swashbuckler?
That's Davy Jones.
Six-Pack Polk's off his fucking rocker with that nickname, and I love it. I love Doug. Doug's getting back in the zone right now. He's making content. He's making YouTube videos. He's got a witty tweet every couple times a day now. The guy's really in prime form right now. I mean, it's real impressive to see this kid kind of operate here.
He's operating right now.
He's fucking crushing it, man. He's winning. Imagine the life of Doug Polk right now. You're up $700,000, right?
The life of Doug Polk.
Your tweets are getting a lot of engagement. The fans are loving you. The fans think that you're a complete god. A lot of other fans might not like you very much, and they kind of like hate watch you. You're gonna be president one day. I mean, it's a good position.
They spite watch you.
You what?
They spite watch. They watch out of spite.
Yeah, they do. They do watch out of spite, man. How many people in the chat watch Doug Polk out of spite? You don't like him. But you watch him anyway because you just like poker. I'm curious to see. Right-hand side 3-bet by Doug Polk. As you can see, Doug has $88,000 stack on the right, now a $93,000 stack with the lead. Left-hand side, we've seen 3 big pots. 2 go Doug Polk's way.
Daniel won almost a 300 big blind pot, yeah, with the aces.
Yeah, he had big aces. We saw that really big pot go down, guys. Aces for Daniel versus the top pair. 7 kicker on the ace high board in the 4-bet pot. Left-hand side, delayed C-bet by Doug Polk, 2/3. Takes that one down. Landon, have you seen Santa Claus make an appearance yet as we do one of our first giveaways?
Wow, I'm seeing it. Look at him go.
Ho, ho, ho. Jingle bells, Batman smells, Robin laid an egg. The Joker got away. Hey, jingle bells, Batman smells, Robin laid. Hey, Poppy. All right, guys, we're going to do a giveaway today.
That's a fucking off. Wow, Santa dies.
Guys, I need you guys in the comments. I'm going to choose someone after the fact, all right? So whoever comments below. Last time the question was, what do you think about Dan Bilzerian being a GG sponsor player? This question is going to be, do you think Landon Tice should cut his hair and why? So my favorite answer, I will choose an answer below, and you are going to win a copy of Bill Perkins' Die with Zero, Getting All You Can from the Money and Your Life, A Fucking Men to this book. So I'm going to be giving away a copy of this book. The question you have to answer below is, do you think Landon Tice should cut his hair and why? And we're going to choose the best answer, and you're going to get a copy of the book, and it's going to be signed by me, and maybe Landon will sign it too. So that's going to be one of our giveaways for today. We're having giveaways for every contest, every event ever. We're refining our giveaway program. We're revolutionizing the way we do giveaways around here on Joe Ingerman live streams. Left-hand side, bet on the river from D-Negs. Right-hand side, bet on the river from D-Negs. Doug's in the tank right now. Doug Polk looks like he has a close decision on the left-hand side. Right-hand side, D-Negs. Value bets to 8. Left-hand side, D-Negs. Value bets 2 pair. King 7. So very nice bet on the right-hand side as Daniel turns that second pair weak kicker into a bet. Gets called by worse. Left-hand side gets called by worse again too. Very nice hand. Everyone in the chat, I want to remind you, this is in the YouTube comment section, not in the live stream. It's in the comments below.
No, you can put it in the live stream too. I want to read it now.
Okay, Landon also wants to know too right now. So.
Well, I want to read now, but you also have to put it in the comment section. I agree.
No, it's contingent on the giveaway. You don't understand, buddy. It's a special giveaway meant to create engagement, okay? That's what we're doing right now.
What are you talking about?
Because most people, most of the beautiful chat, they comment live, and I don't want to neglect my people that comment after, and I want some things to read. I like talking to them on YouTube. I love my YouTubers. I don't know what I would be doing in my life without this beautiful stream, and I don't know, man. Streaming is one of the most fun things I think you could do, man. It's so much fun to have like a great audience to talk to. When you're feeling down, they lift you back up. I mean, listen, I've been pretty down these past couple weeks, especially like going through a breakup and sort of like, you know, and obviously when you go through a breakup, it doesn't just happen. It's sort of like things happen over time, and you know, it doesn't put you in a very good mood. So without getting emotional here, it's been great to kind of have the stream, have people in the chat. I talk with a lot of these guys on Instagram. I talk with a lot of these guys on Twitter, and I mean, it's fucking awesome. And you know, so I want to show them the right amount of love. I want to say thank you to everybody out there. I appreciate it very much, man. Hopefully you guys are finding some, like, you know, it's a few thousand of us just hanging out here watching poker on this fucking screen. You know what I'm saying? Like, and hopefully you guys find a nice place here. Hopefully you enjoy watching me. You enjoy talking to people in the chat as well too. And yeah, that's what we got. So left-hand side, min bet by D-Negs. What are you laughing about, dog?
The comments are great.
What do you want to call one out?
No.
Okay.
Keep it to myself.
Perfect. Landon, what kind of woman do you think I should date next?
I don't know, man.
Let me ask you. You're the guy to go to.
Yeah, right. The guy's never had a relationship in his life.
Bro, you gotta take over. I gotta get some water, man. My voice is dying over here with this as we come down from the coronavirus. Go ahead, take over, kid, okay?
Okay.
Can you handle it? Keep the energy high. Let's go.
Yeah. All right, guys. I think Joey's gone. Joey's gone. Cat Jam in the chat. Let's go. Cat Jam in the chat. In the chat. We need it. Singularity's pot on the left. Ace Jack 6. Daniel's probably gonna go for a small bet or like a, like you know, like a two-sizing thing of like a min bet and then like an 80%. But I need to see Cat Jam in the chat. Go, 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 go. Jack turn, Daniel's
preparing to lose his mind over there with excitement as he watched on the chat. Right-hand side 3-bet by Doug. D-Negs calls 5-10-3.
Look at the chat. Let's go.
Oh, why do you do this to me when I leave? Why do you always, dude? Why do you get the chat on the fucking Cat Jam whenever I walk away? I don't understand. Why? Look at these people. They're nuts. What is going on, man? Cat Jam energy. Ay, ay, ay. I cannot believe. How did
Wait,
you get all these people
wait
to
a minute.
spam Cat Jam?
Did you make a cat jam emote yet?
How did you do this? I walked away for literally 35 seconds, and now you have 1,000 people spamming Cat Jam in the YouTube chat.
Yeah.
It makes no sense how you're like a Cat Jam messiah. You're like the Cat Jam whisperer, bro. Look at these guys. This is great. All right,
I don't need it.
the first 100K pot, me and Landon will Cat Jam for 35 seconds straight. Do you want to see Scary Lady?
Yeah.
Hello, Landon. How are you?
Why is
Hi.
this? Why is this on here?
Do you want to come on a date with me, baby? Hello. I have a knife for you. I will now kill you.
Oh my, oh my god.
What do you think? In or out on that one?
I think wow. Why is that even?
Is that
why?
a keep? It was inspired by my ex-girlfriend. What do you think?
Wow.
Right hand side 2/3 bet on the turn from Doug. D next check calls. River's a 3. 4 card straights there. 7's there. Deuces there. I don't think many people are gonna have deuces. So let's see how Doug plays this one if he goes with a big bet. Is this a big bet kind of spot, Landon? If you have 2 pair, do you want to value bet like 6-5? And what's kind of size do you want to go with? Like
2/3 pot, yeah.
2/3 pot, yeah.
Half pot, kind of same idea.
Why is that? Why do you want to go half pot, 2/3 versus maybe pot?
Well, if you have a
versus...
7, if you have a 7, if you're value betting river, you're not gonna really want to go for like a 1/3 size bet and reopen action. You want to kind of disincentivize getting raised on river. So like if you have a hand like 2 pair and like 7x, you're just gonna want to try to get value from 1 pair of hands and go for like a bigger sizing where it's kind of forced to call.
Mm-hmm. Is that like a customary thing where when you're value betting the river,
Yeah,
you
because
don't?
like, in position you can just check back if you have a hand that you don't need a block bet. That's why like there's a lot of block betting out of position, is because you're trying to like set your own price for showdown value to where you want to mix it with some strong hands too.
Mm-hmm.
But most of your range is gonna be like weakish hands that want to show down for as cheap as possible and don't really want to face a bigger bet on the river.
Interesting. That makes sense.
So you go
yeah.
for a small little bet.
My man Taylor Kerr on the chat. He says, Landon, I love your camera. Thank you, Taylor. What's going on, Taylor?
That's exactly what he said.
Keith Len, what's up, Keith? What's happening, man? Shout out to all my people in the chat. D-Neg's right-hand side 3-bet, 4,100. I feel it coming, guys. The big pot is brewing. The energy builds up. As we see a 4-bet on cue. It's like I'm Nostra fucking Damus. Not the king high board. Landon, what do we know? A big pot never goes down on king high. King 7-8 rainbow. 4-bet by Doug Polk. We've seen him use a bunch of dog hands in this kind of situation. We saw him with the 9-10 offsuit. We saw him with the king 5 offsuit. We saw him with a bunch of BS. And he's going to go ahead bet 42.80 as the smoke starts to billow up here.
Dog.
We see a call. Does Doug have one of his patented Doug Polk dog shit specials here on the 4-bet? He always has it here, Landon. I'm telling you, he's got the dog shit hand. And he makes like 2 pair with it. He's got king 7. Negreanu is going to get coolered somehow. And it just happens here every time. So Doug Polk, 4 bets. Bet small flop.
Maybe like 5K. Or check back, but 5K.
Landon Tice says 5K. I don't think so. I think 6,400.
Wow.
Doug Polk shoves all in and he takes it down. What happens there? What is he shoving there with, Landon? What kind of hands does he have there?
Well, some draws and then some strong pairs, like a king.
So his draws might be queen 10, king jack,
10,
7-8, queen 10 might be a hand he'd shove. Why would he shove, though? Why not just bet smaller?
I don't know. It's an interesting one, but he's a smart guy. He's got his reasons.
Well, the Doug Polk dog shit 4-bet special of the day once again wins it. The guy is like, I mean, telling you, he shows down these. The poor guy coolered
The special of the day.
The poor guy coolered Dan Negreanu the other day in that ace 9-3 board it was, and Doug was just running the guy over. Right, he's got 9-10 offsuit. Coke can thinks he's trapping him with the ace queen. Flops ace 9x. Turn is a 9, and Daniel check jams all in. The guy runs into trip 9s. I mean, it's just unfortunate. You know what I'm saying? You finally get the guy where you want him. You're in the 4-bet pot, and he shows up with the Doug Polk dog shit special. I mean, it's just like it never fails with the guy. So Ay, ay, ay. Zach Andrews, what's up, buddy? Am I feeling better? I'm feeling a little bit better, yeah, man. It's getting better. We've been sick for about 7 days, so I'm just kind of recovering. I feel like a new man, honestly. Like 7 days of just like being sick, battling with your body, like overcoming that. You can't do anything. You just gotta lay there. You just gotta take it. You're just taking the fucking the sickness in you, and I don't know. I'm a new man. I'm playing poker over the weekend. I don't even know. I look in the mirror. I don't know who I am anymore, guys.
That's not true, Joey. I don't know who I am anymore.
I see I see a Nolan Hold'em player. That's what I see. Right hand side 3-bet. Check on the flop. Turn is a queen. See what goes down here. Winsanity. What's happening, buddy? How's it going? Dunkachino says, who's up on the session? How much? It looks like Doug Polk is up just a little bit, maybe like a buy-in. So about $40,000. He's attempting to win $1 million during the match so far.
Win more than that, Joey.
Oh, more than with side bets? You mean, Landon?
No, I just mean he wants to win more than $1 million.
Yeah, that's true. Doug Polk
He'd
obviously.
like to win as many dollars as he can.
Yeah. Yeah, he definitely does. People said high stakes poker is going to be out soon, guys. You're right. I'm very excited about that. I think it's December 16th on Poker Go. We're going to see high stakes poker come back. Right hand side, 8-4 suited. Chop it up. 2 pair. What was it? Queen, queen, deuce, deuce, king. It makes sense. Okay.
That's exactly what it was, Joey.
Yeah.
Asking a question you know the answer to is classic Joey.
What do you mean?
You like asking questions you know the answer to.
Do you understand that's the point of content? The point of content is I know the answer. I now want the audience to know the answer. The way that I do that is I ask that question to the person I'm with. The person I'm with then says the answer to the question, and then the audience then knows the answer to the question. I'm going to give you a little secret. It's called GTO content right there, okay? Doug Polk's, Daniel's sitting out right there. GTO. Boom, boom. Stamp of approval. Let's do our reading. We're sponsored today, guys, by Gorilla Gaming. Our man Glenn over at Gorilla Gaming. Bar Poker Open. They put on great events. They give back to people who are recreational, casual poker players who they meet up at these bars, and now they're meeting up online. They play these great events. They get free rolls every month. They get $100,000 back in bonuses on the Bar Poker Open software. And one of Glenn's products that he has is Gorilla Gaming poker tables. They got chairs. They got tables. They got customized tables. And I was looking for an official sponsor. I said Doritos. I'm getting rid of fucking Doritos. They keep coming back. You know what I'm saying? And I told Glenn. Glenn said, listen, man, I'll support the stream. Let them know about Gorilla Gaming tables, legendary tables. They're at the World Series of Poker. They were supported by the Encore, Boston Harbor Casino. And listen, man, you got this Gorilla. Look at this fucking guy, right? How do you not want to support this guy? You can go to their website. Links below. It's probably broken right now because we overdrive traffic there during these reads, but you can customize your table on there. And we're getting our own customized Gorilla Gaming table for GTO headquarters, and we're gonna get one maybe for Poker Mountain. I don't know, we'll see, but at least Gorilla Gaming is gonna be involved in Poker Mountain somewhere. We might even see a fucking gorilla up there on the mountain. So
we might even see a kickboxing gorilla.
Listen, if anyone knows of a kickboxing gorilla, please send them my way. And guys, big shout out to Gorilla Gaming. You see our logo right here. You can see the gorilla right there. They sent over this nice gorilla.
Look at this. Let's just look at these moves.
Yeah, I know. This gorilla is out of... I mean, he really is like... I want to like... His form... Boom, boom, boom. God damn, this guy's fast. Like Mike Tyson is fucking fast. Boom, boom, boom. Let's go. Boom, boom. You know what I'm saying? You're like bobbing and weaving here, man. I better not do that again. We'll have the coronavirus.
Can we keep the gorilla up for like a 4-bet pot?
Yes.
That's
do you think the gorilla should come up for 4-bet pots only?
It's like the Gorilla Gaming 4-bet pot.
All right, the Gorilla Gaming 4-bet pot. Okay, we can do that. Wow, I'm like done. I'm getting drained over here already.
God bless America.
Is Phil? Would you consider Phil Nagy an American hero, Landon? Phil Nagy, America's Card Room CEO.
We've talked about this, Joey.
Do you think Phil Nagy is an American hero by giving so many Americans access to large tournament poker prize pools that they would not have access to unless they VPN'd onto GG Poker?
It's true.
That's your take. I know you have a better take than that. All right? I know you got a take. Do you think Phil Nagy is an American hero? Yes or no?
Yeah. American. He's a fucking hero.
Why
do you
is he
think,
American
Joey?
hero?
You and ACR have major peace.
Disregard any past association I had with Maris Cardrum. Tell me why you think Phil Nagy is an American hero.
He's giving people the ability to play tournaments. It's a great thing. Good for poker.
Phil Nagy, American hero. True or false? You guys let me know in the chat. 1600 on the left-hand side after DNX 3-bets pre-flop. Queen 9-3 Rainbow takes it down. Right-hand side, Doug takes down the pot. If you just tuned in, Joe Ingram won here. AK Chicago Joey joined today by my man Landon Tice. He was here for one of our first streams.
No.
I don't know what's happening with that sound effect. But yeah, Landon's in the mix, man. 21 years old. American poker player from Florida, living here in Vegas right now, over at the Solve for Y headquarters with my man Matt Berkey, Mr. Nice Posture, Mr. Big Bet, Mr. Alpha Reg.
Nice posture.
Did you see Matt Berkey has a lover? There's a woman on Instagram who I'm convinced might be in love with him. Her screen name was Queen of Felt or something like that. But I have a theory for you men out there, guys. Men, pay attention. Anytime a woman posts you and tags you in an Instagram story more than once in one day, she wants to marry you. And this woman was showing some heavy marriage vibes on Instagram. Now, if you're not on Instagram, you're not going to understand what I'm talking about right now. But yeah, did you pick up on that, Landon?
No, I stay away.
You didn't. No, she tagged you. Wait a second, kid. She
No.
tagged you in a story too.
No.
You going for the older ladies? What's happening here, buddy? You didn't tell me about this. Do you want to talk about her here or you want to wait for the stream to end?
I'm okay, Joey.
What's going
I'll
on?
be okay.
Poppy. Look at Poppy over here. I see what's happening. I see why you had a losing trip.
No.
I see. Wait. Okay. You
No.
like those older ladies, don't you?
No.
Okay. Right-hand side, 3-bet pre-flop by DNX.
More poker, less girls.
I'm just asking, buddy. You know what I'm saying? Like, give us something.
You're not asking. This is a loaded question.
We're worried. We want to know how your love life's going. You know what I'm saying? Like
It's non-existent right now. I'm okay.
I disagree because I saw by my theory I just created that lady might like you too. I don't know. Maybe she's just like poker players. I don't know, man. I don't know. Was she tagging Soto? I don't know, man. Shout out to Christian Soto, man. My man's on the low, getting after it.
More poker, less relationship.
Left-hand side, 4K pot going down to the river.
Don't hurt me.
4-bet on the right-hand side as the Gorilla Gaming 4-bet is going to come back up here.
Yes, look at him.
Boom, 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 boom. He wants blood here. Negreanu 4-betting again. And Doug Polk might be getting sick of this, guys. Left-hand side, big bet on the river from Doug Polk. 3,300 into 4K pot. Takes it down. Right-hand side, a call once again by Doug Polk. King, Jack goes down.
What happens on King High boards, Joey?
What happens on King High boards is these two
Absolutely nothing.
These two are honestly magicians when it comes to not getting all in on a King High board, okay? They really are. Now, a double King board is a different story, and I feel like we might see a little fireworks going on here. Let's see what happens here. 4,400 from Daniel. Doug's going to go ahead, call. Turns to 7. I don't think that changes much. Maybe A7 makes a pair for D-Negs. Might feel like he has a little showdown. He does bet once again, 6,400. Let's see what Doug does here. Any of his kings, he's obviously continuing. If he has a jack, probably not folding, right, Lando?
No. You don't really fold much pairs here. If Doug is a jack, he's getting. It's a rhyme, you know. Doug is a jack, he's getting stacked, but he did not.
If Doug has a jack, he's getting stacked. Unfortunately, Daniel has pocket 10s. So Daniel bets the flop, bets the turn, gets called by 9s, and does not value bet the river. That makes complete sense. Doug, of course, could have a jack. Do you think you can ever value bet 10s on the river there, Landon? Or do you think that's just always going to be an automatic check back?
Yeah, I think you want to check back the turn sometimes too. But
Why is that?
I mean, Doug's most likely hands that call once are going to contain equity, like Queen 10. And then when you have 2 10s, you're blocking those. So
Yeah.
it's more likely he has a hand like a jack or a king. But
So I guess like why is it just something you might sometimes bet, sometimes check
It's
with those
really
tens?
steep overall range construction, yeah.
Well, a couple 3-bet pots brewing here, guys. Right hand side, Doug 3-bets. Left hand side, D-Negs 3-bets. Let's see if Doug calls the left. He doesn't. Right hand side. I really think Daniel should play a little slower. Just because, like, when you play fast normally because you're playing a lot of tables or you feel like you know all these decisions. Like, does Daniel think he just knows the decisions to make here that he doesn't even need to consider doing anything else a lot of times? Or what? I mean, I know it's easy once you get into the actual state of play to just, like, really speed it up. But to me, I don't know. I think that I'm trying to throw Doug Polk off his game a little bit. And when you're getting right into rhythm and you're making these really instant decisions, to me, that's going to favor the more experienced person. And in this format, in this kind of situation, Doug Polk is the more experienced player, having many heads-up matches and many heads-up hands in his life. So
Yeah,
I really think that's
you got
something
a
for
nice
D-Nex
team.
to
That's
consider.
really
And
nice team, Joey.
I feel like I shouldn't actually be saying this on the stream now that I think more about it.
You had a nice meme going with the 1-2x.
Yeah, did you guys like that? So basically, we put up a meme on other day. Shout out to Danny, the meme lord, the meme god, the meme himself.
Danny
And
came up with it?
what'd you say?
Danny came up with it?
Yeah, man, Danny was in the lab.
Danny's a meme god.
Yeah, my man Danny. Listen, shout out to Danny. He's always working really hard. You've got a Hulk. We've got a meme. We'll put up that meme right here very soon. Right-hand side, value bet there from Doug Polk with the Queen 8. Takes it down. Nice
Danny
hand.
is to memes. I was like, I am to Cat Jam.
Excuse me?
I
What did you say?
said Danny is to memes like I am to Cat Jam.
You really want to tie yourself to this cat jam thing, don't you?
It's a great vibe, you know? There's nothing like just then you
Am I missing like what am I missing about this whole cat jam thing, buddy? Like can you walk me through it? Like what am I missing about the cat jam that makes
you're
it
missing
so
the wonder. You're missing the wonder, Joey. And you either get it or you don't. And you clearly don't.
Yeah, no, I get it. I'm missing what you're getting. That's what I'm trying to figure out.
It's just it's some high quality content.
Why?
It's just
It's a
Have you ever
cat
seen-
nodding its head. What makes that? I mean, is that
So
really
these-
high quality content in 2020? Because maybe it is.
have you ever seen anything as like any animal as happy as that one?
No, I haven't. That's a good point.
There you go.
So what we're saying is happy animals make for great content.
Definitely.
So the happier the animal, the better the content.
If it's dancing. Put in the notes, yes.
Someone said I'm a boomer. Now, first of all, I just want to let you guys know that there's plenty of 21-year-olds that would not find the cat jam interesting in the slightest
Disagree.
that are right with me.
Disagree.
You think that all 21-year-olds would enjoy the
I
cat
think
jam.
that high frequency play, they love cat. You love to see it.
So if you want to get a 21-year-old on your side, you send them the cat jam.
What if you had an animal and out of nowhere you're just like playing music in your room and you just saw it just having the time of its life?
I see your point, buddy. Listen, I'm not. You're doing a good job of convincing me here on the cat jam thing. Right hand side 3-bet by D-Nex. Doug Polk with the 4-bet here. Here we go.
Get the gorilla.
Truck driver's backing it up here. Nope, takes it down. No, nothing to see
gorilla.
there.
He
No money
stole it.
delivered his way. No one's on fire yet, guys. We haven't seen a very.
Wait, oh, he stole the money. Play the steal the money one.
He didn't steal. No one stole. No one stole. No, get out. Get out. Boom, boom, boom. Watch out. Watch out. Look on that corner. Look on the corner. Boom, boom, boom.
And then back. See,
Stick
look,
him
now
up.
I'm back.
It's a robbery. This is a robbery. Stick him up. My voice is gone. Does my voice sound normal, Landon?
Yeah, you sound fine.
Okay, because it doesn't. I don't feel normal. Left hand side, a check raise by Doug takes it down. Right hand side, 3-bet by Doug Polk. 4,100 takes it down once again. We can see a little back and forth match right now. Left hand side, single raise pot. Russell Nick Mann says 53-year-old. Check it in with huge cat jam love. Okay, there we go, guys. Let me know how old you are and how long you've loved cat jam for,
Cat
So-
Jam Anonymous.
so that I can gather more data on that. So does every 21-year-old like Pop Smoke in the Cat Jam?
Pop Smoke's got some great music, man.
Yeah.
R.I.P. Pop Smoke.
Yeah. R.I.P. Pop Smoke, man. Left hand side. A check call on the flop. Queen 9-5. Turns 10 of spades. The gut shots get there. Flush draws get there as well too. See if Doug decides to bet 3/4 maybe. He does bet 3/4 ish, 2/3. See what Daniel does here. Probably is going to continue with most of his queens and tens. His one pair hands with spade in as well too. He does call. River's a deuce of spades. See what happens here. Daniel. People in the chat. See what happens here. Daniel does check. Too sneaky, too lucky, says Joey. You're a fucking bastard. Too good. I hate to come and know that you have a stream as you're so addictive that I cannot not watch. Stop sometimes. And I love Cat Jam. Thank you. Doug overbets left-hand side, takes it down, put in the full pressure on Daniel. Right-hand side, 3-bet, king, queen, 6 board. What kind of hands did he bluff in there with, Landon? That hand we saw with the overbet. Bet flop, bet turn, big overbet on the river. What would you start bluffing with the 4th spade on the board?
It's hard to necessarily balance it because you're going to have some hands that obviously don't contain spades because you just check back your weaker ones and then you value bet your stronger ones. So you're mostly going to, like, if you show up there in a low frequency line, like if you have, like, for some people, like their high number, like if you randomize like an aggressive roll twice and you have a hand that's not really going to show up very much, you're probably going to use one of those hands. Like hands that have some sort of draw but no inherent equity, but they block continues.
You want to give that one? You want to give that one in English for people out there, maybe that don't understand the whole idea of randomizing a little bit?
The idea is it's fucking difficult to find bluffs.
That was what I was going for, right? I mean, that seems like a really hard spot to be able to understand what hand to have to put into a bluff. So if you are going to bluff, it has to be very low frequency, I would imagine, right?
Yeah, it's true. It's tough. It's really tough.
Do you bet that size with your ace of spades and your king of spades?
Yeah, for sure. When you're polarized, yeah.
Are there some combinations that you might not, of ace of spades, that you might not want to do that with, and some that you might want to do it with?
It depends on, like, a side card does matter. Because
right.
if you have 2 spades in your hand, it's less incentivized because it's less likely they're going to call.
Right, exactly.
If you have like an ace random card, it's more likely they're going to have something that can call river, yeah.
Left-hand side, we see a 3-bet and a C-bet by Doug Polk. Turns a 3, bets again, takes it down. Very small bet on the turn. So on that ace 7-4-3, Doug bets flop, bets small on the turn. Interesting, yeah. I mean, these sizings are all over the board a lot of times, right? Really hard to know exactly if you're just thinking about how do I build my strategy out as an observer at home, it's really kind of intuitively tough to pick up on the different board textures and the different sizings and why they may be doing what they're doing, because on certain ace-high boards, they bet small. On certain ace-high boards, they're betting pot. So I feel like the fun and the excitement and the nuance in sort of this match is that the players are able to identify how different ace-high textures are different than each other and then able to figure out what the right bet size and what the right strategy is. And it just seems like Doug Polk it's been handling those situations quite well in terms of mixing it up, but we can't count out variance and we can't count out big hand versus big hand, which we've also just seen Doug Polk be on the right side of as well too.
Yeah.
Right hand side 3-bet by D-Nex, $2,000 bet, 1/4 on the ace 9-9 board. See how Doug handles this one. My man Wayne Chiang with the $5 donation in the chat. Wait, that's the wrong sound effect. Hold on. Let's give him the chalk horn. The donation horn right there, Landon. Give him a little. Can you give him a pull? Give him a pull, kid. Give him a pull like you mean it. It's a 5. Give him a pull. There we go. All right. Thank you, buddy. We appreciate my man Wayne Chiang from Live at the Bike. Live at the Bike has a future rivalry brewing with Ryan Feldman and Nick Vertucci and their new show. Wayne Chiang going 1v1 Live at the Bike, and Ryan Feldman going 1v1. Who's going to win? Student versus... I don't know if they're even students, not technically, but Ryan Feldman used to work for Live at the Bike. Now he works for don't know what it's called, honestly. Hollywood Park, maybe. It's one of the casinos in Los Angeles, but they're both gonna be doing streams, and yeah, so we're gonna see what happens with that. Not swinging today so far, guys. You're right. The action is not picked up today. We have not seen many big hands versus big hands. We've just seen, I think, overall tighter play in general. So, Dwayne Capadai says, what happened to the Asian donation sounds? We have not got a donation from our friend Vegan Asian chick. Did you, Landon, were you here when the Vegas Asian chick was in the chat?
No.
She was promoting her OnlyFans in the chat, and she was donating to the chat, and I didn't know who it was, and I searched her live during the show, and I was a little bit taken aback by what I saw.
What did you see?
I saw a half-naked Asian girl who had an OnlyFans where she...
So you saw exactly what you'd expect to see.
Well, I didn't know that when I searched it, right? Like, think about this. I got me and my men are here, right? Me and the crew, me and my hardcores, they're here. We're supporting, we're fighting, we're getting better together, right? You're not here. I got an empty seat, okay? She sees the empty seat. She goes, oh, maybe I should be the commentator. I was like, oh, who's this lady? Then I go search her live. I got 4,000 strong men watching me, right? I got to keep my cool. I got to hold my composure. Newly single guy, too. I see her out of the corner of my eye. I couldn't do it. I froze. I paused. I let her know, hey, Big Poppy, he's observant. And then she tried to come over and want to do commentary. She was trying to take your spot, Landon. I feel like you should be upset about this.
Why should I be upset?
I'm just teasing, buddy. Well, we're going to get her on here. It's going to be me, you, and her, okay?
Sure. In. Why not?
With that said.
God bless America.
Chad Goodrich says, Landon, Olivier Bousquet was very complimentary of your game and said that you destroyed him. Is it cool to get that type of recognition from one of poker's great players?
Yeah, I mean, definitely. It's nice, but at the end of the day, I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing, and I like studying and learning and getting better, so I'm going to keep doing that. It is nice to see, I guess. It's not a negative for like, it's not a... It's like saying, hey, Joey, like, you're pretty good at PLO. It's like, thanks.
Yeah, it's true. Would you say you're similarly complimentary of Olivier Bousquet's game at Heads Up?
He's got some work to do.
What do you mean?
Like, yeah, I mean...
What is that? What do you mean you have work to do? What are you talking about?
You gotta run some sims.
You think his simulation work's not strong enough, or what?
I think he can do better, yeah. He thinks he can do better.
But you think everyone can do better, right?
I think I could do better, it's true. I got a lot to improve on. Like, I don't think my heads-up game is that great, to be honest.
Yeah.
But I think I'm okay, maybe. Like, playing a bunch, like... It's tough to be good at heads-up, man. It's tough. Like, which is why, like, it's kind of crazy that, like, Doug is somehow getting, like, action, like, playing Daniel in this, and, like, it's really good content. But, like, people seem to forget how hard, like, it is to be good at heads-up. Like, it's a very, like, it's a smaller game tree than, like, Six Max.
Right.
But at the end of the day, like, you're playing single raise pots, 3-bet pots, and 4-bet pots, and you can't really make that many mistakes in any of them, because, like, if you are, like,
it's really costful. I mean, you can see the importance of these re-raise pots here in this match, right?
Is that get battered? Yeah, like, yeah. I mean, you know how it is.
Yeah, man. That's really true. But I think it's something that people don't think about a lot. Obviously, people play for their own reasons. They play to have a good time. They play to have fun. Some people play to win. Some people play to have fun and sometimes win too. So there's all sorts of reasons why. And I'm a big proponent of, you know what? Sometimes you got to take it to the streets, Landon. Right? Sometimes you got to back up the truck a little bit. Sometimes you make a crazy play. Sometimes you're not sure, and you just click that all-in button. And you don't know if it's going to work, but when it does work, it just feels so fucking good. And
is that how you go? Is that how you approach poker, Joey? In PLO, you just click pot and you pray. Yeah, why not?
Me no, but I advocate for that for other people out there, because not everyone's like that. I think you got to remember, as a poker player, not everyone necessarily plays poker with the goal intent of being as perfect as they can, and being as serious as they can, and making every right decision that they can.
Yeah, but I'm talking about you, Joey, not the people.
I'll admit, Landon, one time I went to Planet Hollywood. I was 2 edibles deep. I actually texted you. I sat in a 1-2 game, and I proceeded to play every hand and play like an idiot. And people were staring at me. They were pointing at me, and they were talking to their friend like, yo, you got to come play with this fucking guy. And I got to say, it was one of the greatest feelings at the poker table I've ever had. So It was just fun. I think there's sometimes you forget there's more to life than maximizing your EV in every single situation. And I think a lot of poker players do it to the detriment of their ability to enjoy themselves playing poker. And I think it's one of the things that burns a lot of players out is that if they sacrifice a little bit of financial EV theoretically, they'd actually get a lot of life EV back, and they might actually make more money because they would want to play more poker and they'd want to be more in the mix. So if you're one of those guys and you feel like, oh, well, you know, I don't want to be as necessarily serious about it, well, that means that you got to find different games to play in. You got to find a home game. You got to find an application-based game. Maybe you go down lower stakes and you play for fun. Maybe you play tournaments. Maybe you go to the Venetian, play the $800 deep stack tournament with Landon, and watch him win it in your face. So, but yeah, it's an interesting time to be alive right now, kid.
God bless America.
God bless America, man. Ryan Cagliano says I love playing every hand. It's so fun. I agree. I'd rather just play every hand, Landon. I think sometimes like you want to play serious, and other times like you want to play every hand.
Yeah, no, I'm all for playing for fun, but I mean, like, of course, like, but if you're playing with the intentions, like when you play 10, 20 PLO, you're trying to get after it, you know? You're not playing every hand.
Well, depends who's in the game, isn't it?
No, no,
I'm
no.
just saying. Listen, my VPIP I mean, to me, the stakes are the same, right? Like the stakes are always. It's the same game, right? So you're playing 100 big blinds, you're playing 200 big blinds.
So you play every hand. Okay, Joey.
What I mean by every hand, I'm saying 60% of hands, 40% of hands, right? Tougher players in the game. If I got a back seat, I'm obviously tightened up. If I got players behind me 3-betting, I'm playing a little bit tighter. If I got weak players behind me who aren't necessarily putting me in a lot of tough spots, and I got weak players on my right, I'm putting these guys in the fucking cage as much as I can, man. I'm putting them in the streets. So yeah, that's what I'm doing personally. But wow, way too much strategy. I got to stop this. Left-hand side single raise pot, right-hand side single raise pot.
Yeah, you're going hard today.
I'm loving it, man. I'm telling you. What do you think I was doing all weekend? I was in the lab. I'm playing. I'm watching. I'm using these programs. I'm playing 6 tables of Hold'em. I'm check raising the bottom pair with the ace 5 on king 5-7. Is that in line? I don't know. I'm just doing things, man.
You're getting after it.
I'm in the streets and I'm out here. I'm excited.
You're in the streets and you're out.
What's your plan here while you're back? Are you just gonna play a lot of high stakes online?
That's the plan.
That's the plan, huh?
That's all it is.
Try to run it up.
Sure.
I like that a lot, man. Left-hand side, C-bet by Doug Polk. Gets check called. Turns an 8. Right-hand side, D-Neg's delayed continuation bet with the 800. Gets check call as well. We've seen Daniel capable of showing up here. 7-8, flushes. And a whole bunch of BS. He bets once again 1,600.
A whole bunch of BS.
Whole bunch of BS here, Landon. 1 spades, gut shots, 8s. Maybe like a king 8, 1 spade. Bet in the river. Puts all of Doug's 1 pair with spade hands in pretty bad spots they don't want to be in. Doug does check raise the river, though. Interesting.
He goes for the mega raise.
Maybe Doug thinks that Daniel betting that size on the river is not indicative of enough strength. See if Daniel has enough hands to defend here. He does bet pretty small on the river, right?
He does.
Takes it down. Nice play there. Buys Supreme Leader Doug Polk. As he breaks in. Takes a pot away from Negreanu. Smells a little bit of weakness. But bam, bam, boom, boom. Throwing the 6x check raise. Nice hand by him. Left-hand side C-bet by Daniel. Bets the turn once again. Queen 8-7. Turns a 4 of spades. Daniel's going to bet. Gets called. River is the 3. Let's see what Doug does decide to do here. We know those backdoor spades. Doug showed up with that ace of spades a little bit too often. Checks to Daniel. Bet the flop. Bet the turn. Let's see what he does on the river. He does bet 2,800 in a 12.5K. Interesting size. What do you make of that size, Landon?
He's trying to grab like 1 spade hands, and he induces here with some having like nut flushes and stuff too. So he's pretty balanced for what it's worth.
It doesn't seem like Doug's making a lot of mistakes here, Landon. Like, it just seems like he is not giving away any value bet. Like, he's just not calling a lot of rivers, right? Occasionally he's going for it with bluffs, but for the most part, like, he is just not giving away a lot of easy money here to Dan Negreanu.
No, he is not.
You know what I'm saying? Like, how do you think about that as an opponent when you notice your opponent? Like, are you just trying, like, how do you adjust your game to maybe combat against this? What do you do?
What do you do, huh?
Yeah, like what would you do
study,
if you're
you get
Daniel
better.
right now? What would you do? Like how would you even start studying? Would it be
You
one
run more
hand?
sims.
Like what would you do?
You mostly just will like want to look back at some spots like you're not too. I guess you don't feel too good about is my best way to put it.
So you want to
And
try to
then you
find
sort of
the
try-
most uncomfortable spots that you played throughout your match that you were just really unsure what size to go with or what to do with what part of your range, and you're just gonna maybe put extra emphasis on that spot specifically.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's just I'm just trying to think about like you know, we kind of had faith for a while that Daniel would be able to find an answer to some of these questions, but without a large amount of variance going against him, like I just don't see this happening. And I guess the question becomes, at some point, does Daniel maybe have a mental break where Doug just puts enough beating on him and eventually faith is lost and you just say, you know what, I just can't win. Have you ever been in a spot where you felt like you just couldn't win against a person and kept playing them? Or do you normally quit when you're in situations like that?
Yeah, I mean, doesn't really happen often in the sense of if I'm playing someone that I think is better than me, and I played Doug a week ago, heads up.
Mhm.
He ended up running pretty well, played pretty well, won like 3 buy-ins or so. But like I'm mostly playing for improvement, and I'm not really like I'll kind of battle anyone, I guess, but not really the best approach in like these cases. But I'm just like end of the day, I'm just gonna kind of focus on like what it is I'm doing
Mhm.
versus like and just kind of have like faith in that, like have faith in like my study, like how I study, how I play, and
You know
yeah,
what? I think that's a real good perspective to have, Landon. I mean, it kind of goes back to the idea once again that there's more important things. It's not always about the money, right? Sometimes it is the fact that you do get better and
yeah,
that you
sure.
do challenge yourself and you sort of see what you got. And sometimes seeing what you got costs you money, right? But at the same time, what you might take away from that experience is worth more than money and potentially makes you even more money in the future. So to some people at some point in time, right? And also if you're Dan Negreanu and you're working with GG Poker, this is great exposure for GG Poker to the point where they might even take a piece of the operation, right? Or they might bankroll the operation.
Yeah,
Or
for sure.
Daniel Brown's just got a bunch of money, doesn't care about a couple $1 million, right? I find that hard to believe, but you never know. Maybe that is you get to a point, right, where your bankroll's high enough and to you it's 5% of your net worth. Other people, it's obviously like this crippling amount of money they can't imagine, but to somebody, it isn't that big of a difference, and it's worth it for them to battle, and it's worth it for the exposure, for the attention that they might get from that match too.
Yeah, there's a bunch of things that go into poker that's like not purely driven from a sense of dollars and cents. Like, it's good for like mentality for sure to test yourself. You know, you got to see what you're made of sometimes.
Seriously, right? Like, that's why you do challenges. That's why I did challenges in the past, is I just want to see what I got. Like, can I do it mentally? Can I push myself there? Sure, it might be unhealthy. And maybe that isn't necessarily GTO to do when I think about it in retrospect.
Wow,
So,
that's a really great start, Joey.
I mean, listen, I don't know, right? I mean, what is unhealthy? How much does it impact you, right? If you have a month where you sleep a little bit less and you maybe don't eat as regimented in terms of your meals, yeah, that seems bad. I don't know. Certainly something I
Sounds
look
like
back
you've
on and
experienced
question
life.
if I handled
Sounds like you've
correctly with my
experienced it, Joey.
poker bets, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right hand side, 3-bet pre-flop. It seems
With
like a
your-
lot of these pots are just kind of playing more similar in some ways, Lan. Does that make sense? Like some of these boards are just sort of like, and that's actually what I've wondered if what happens with poker at some point in time is that if eventually enough players just understand how to play certain textures where it's basically the same lines being used at a consistent pace, like what happens to the game from an entertaining perspective in terms of from a spectator perspective. You know what I mean?
I don't know, man. I mean, to me, like the quote unquote GTO guys that are like emotionless, so to speak, which like they're the ones that put the money in, you know, like they're the ones that are gonna make like the 4-bet bluffs with the ace-5 suited. They're the ones that are gonna put in the money with like the nut flush blocker. They're the kind of people that are gonna do stuff like that, versus the kind of like tighter, sort of like closer to the vest kind of play style that some recreationals might have. To be honest, like sure, like there's some recreationals that'll like splash around and like get in the mix, but once again, like there's also some that like seem like they might be good for the game because like they have a lot of dollars, but like they also don't want to look stupid, you know?
Right.
But like the GTO guys, those are the ones that are gonna get after it for sure.
Yeah, it makes sense. I mean, I feel like this high stakes poker is going to be a nice look into a mixture of players, right? Because you're going to have more live based players who play deeper stack, like a Rick Solomon, JRB, who plays in a lot of really soft games, and he's capable of playing with better players. You're going to have more like more theory based players who are going to be in the mix too. You're going to have Tom Dwan, who's literally on a fucking galaxy on his own. So yeah. I really like it when you kind of bring those different schools together and you kind of see some players really mix it up and take it to the streets. So definitely. I feel like we're going to see some exciting play. And yeah, I just wonder how much more exciting play we're going to see from Daniel Negreanu in this match, because with that exciting play, oftentimes comes risk and comes uncertainty. And when you think your opponent's just making really good decisions, you might stop making some of those exciting plays and you might get a little scared in terms of your decisions. So maybe we'll see Daniel maybe get a little bit scared and kind of in this match, because we kind of see him running and gunning there for a while, right? We saw him making some moves. We saw him making some things. We saw him spicing it up a little bit. I feel like today, whether it's sample size or whether it's, maybe I guess last match we saw him getting a little bit spicy too. But so far today, don't really see too much from either player. I just kind of see Daniel losing a bunch of real small situations and, a couple big pots went each other's way. But nothing kind of going down. And sometimes you're going to see that in these heads-up matches too, where you're just going to see not many big pots or big brewing kind of happening.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes it's just going to be like slower by default. Like we've seen some big pots for sure, but.
Well, you know what? Maybe some snow can maybe help this Landon. Maybe get you in studio a little bit. I'm just going to imagine you're next to me right now. I mean, you kind of are next to me, actually.
It's a Christmas miracle.
It's a Christmas miracle. You're next to me. We appreciate Landon for coming doing commentary again today. He's been out in Texas, serving our country down there. What do you think about the Texas poker scene, Landon? Is that something to watch out for? Quality of players high down there or what? We got some GTO wizards we got to get on our radar here? What's going on down there, Lando?
A lot of action players in Texas. There's a lot of action players for sure.
Yeah, they come down there. They don't go to fold, right?
You don't go to Texas to fold, no.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's something about Texas. Something about Texas, they just feel like they don't like folding. I don't know what it is about Texas. I don't know what it is about the personality in Texas, but it just seems like they're the kind of people who don't drive 25 minutes to get away from their wife.
Like, I'm not going to let you do what you want kind of mentality.
Yeah, exactly. I wonder what that is. Maybe that's unique to Texas, I guess.
Shout out to Texas.
Yeah, shout out to Texas indeed. Getting some text here.
Some text from Texas?
We're getting some text from Texas. I literally can't speak right now because my nose is super stuffed up, but we're making it work. Ace, King, Deuce on the right-hand side. Dude, I feel like I'm ready to play Texas Hold'em, dude.
You ready to play your first challenge?
I'm just ready to play more. I'm ready to beat up on some bad players. That's what I'm ready to do. I'm ready to get in the mix, ready to play some hands. Right-hand side. Check back flop for Doug. Left-hand side, that 3/4 pot bet from D-Negs. We've seen him mixing up his sizes a bit more. Doing the min bet, doing the 2x bet. Doing the 3/4 bet a little bit. We didn't see him doing that at first. Turn is a queen. Right-hand side, Doug goes to delayed c-bet, takes it down. Left-hand side, backdoor flush gets there, Doug. Daniel checks back. Which kind of player has more of the flush draws here on the left-hand side in terms of backdoors, or is that not something necessarily to worry about too much?
It's not really much to necessarily worry about because Doug's going to continue on flop with his backdoor draws and call turn as well, and he picks some more equity.
Mm-hmm.
And then most of the time, like Daniel's going to be pretty balanced in the terms of checking back flush draws as well as betting them on the turn as well.
Mm-hmm. So Daniel does indeed have that queen deuce, checks back the turn with the top pair, value bets the river, the 3/4 pot, takes it down. Nice hand there by Daniel. Right hand side 3-bet, takes it down. Chad Goodrich says, I moved to Houston a few months ago from Chicago. Could verify the games are here are wild. Yeah, it makes sense, right? I mean, you got to think about down in Texas. Why the hell are there so many card rooms down there? What's happening in this place? Isn't it illegal technically too? So that means that the people that can open up card rooms.
They found a system to combat the legality.
This sounds like how Global Poker and Poker Bros found a system to combat the legality of online poker too. That makes sense. Yeah.
They're
Just
heroes.
like Phil Nagy, a true American hero, found a circumvent to the system as well too, right?
Yeah.
So does that mean like there's just
Not
like
all
more?
heroes wear capes, Joey.
You what?
Not all heroes wear capes.
Yeah, listen, you don't got to argue with me, buddy. Okay, I understand that.
No,
There's,
arguing with anyone.
there's people in the chat that might disagree with you on that one, but right hand side bet on the turn from Daniel. Doug shows down the backdoor trip draw. Very underrated. Landing with his beanie over there.
Yeah.
Looking good over there with that Nolan Holden beanie on. Left hand side value bet from D-Nex with the 6-5. Takes it down. Nathan Henenfront says the Majestic Star is still a very juicy place to play. The Majestic Star was my first casino I ever played at in beautiful Hammond, Indiana. It's on a boat. It's on a beautiful boat. You had to go across a bridge to get there because you couldn't. I mean, I guess think about that, Landon. You can't have a casino on land, but you can have it on a boat that is directly off the land. I mean, how fucking stupid is that from a legality standpoint? But that is what it is. Right hand side 4-bet alert from Doug Polk takes it down. Very nice hand. Trent D says, is it me or does Joey's voice sound like D-Negs? It might, because my voice does not sound like myself right now. I can't talk. Rich Checkmeyer says, Joey Ingram is a certified poker hero. I don't know what that means, but thank you.
Yeah, you're a poker hero, man.
It's very sweet of you. Left-hand side, check down to the river. Daniel shows down the queen 5 for the 2 pair. Doesn't get a value bet in from Doug Polk. Justin Vale says the Majestic Star is getting torn down. That is one of the saddest things I've ever heard. And I can actually tell you if it's getting torn down, it wasn't very nice. It was actually in a shitty area. I would drive home very often at 3 a.m. on Klein Avenue. The holes would be all fucked up. It'd be snowing outside. I'd stop at the Speedway and I'd pick up myself a 4 White Castle burger with a fry and a Coca-Cola. On the way home, I'd snack on some French fries as I drove back 20 minutes in the cold, and then I would sleep in my bedroom and think about how I lost all those fucking idiots at the 1-2 game. So,
Wow.
yeah, it's a very vivid memory from my 21-year-old timeline, and that's what I was doing when I was 21. I certainly wasn't going down and getting, getting the treatment from the older ladies who are tagging me on their Instagram story. That's for sure wasn't happening to me. When I was 21. Yeah. So you're living a charm life, kid.
Mm.
Don't let anybody forget that. Right-hand side, lead on the turn, takes it down. I like White Castle. I don't know, underrated, guys. I'm going to be honest with you, man. Definitely underrated. Left-hand side, check back on the turn. See what Doug does if he decides to bet. Landon, typing a message over there to someone. Nice covert message. We don't know what he's doing.
Nice covert message.
And D-Nex takes down left-hand side 7-3. So Doug is check calling Jack. Very interesting. Very interesting here. Right-hand side, an overbet on the turn. I'm sorry, overbet on the flop by Doug. King 8-9, rainbow. Turn is a 10 of clubs. So Daniel check calls the overbet. Probably not folding any pairs. Gonna have some 6-7. Might not have Queen Jack. Well, you think he's gonna check call overbet with Queen Jack here, Landon?
Depending, I mean, I think you have to with a nut gutter, but it's not very fun.
Yeah, I mean,
Definitely not a fun situation to be in.
right. Yeah, I mean, you probably don't want to be check calling overbets with hands that you kind of need the miracle turn card, right? And then even then, I mean, it just kind of seems like it's going to put you in some a lot of really tricky spots, especially if your opponent is the type to continue with that aggression on the turn and you do turn a second pair that isn't the nut straight, and even your implied odds might not be there when you do hit that gut shot as well too. So I think some people might think that their implied odds are there, on King 8-9 when they have Queen Jack, but maybe thinking that their opponent might have a really strong hand to be able to pay them off if they do hit the gutter. But in reality, against a good player, they're going to be pretty balanced, so they're not necessarily only going to have King 8, King 9, King King, stuff like that. So something interesting to note. I mean, especially when you play against weaker players, they often aren't capable of overbetting with marginal hands ever. So
Right.
they're super polarized in a lot of spots like that, which makes them very easy to play against. So you can kind of start from there when you're trying to think about that and say, okay, well, weak players usually overbet with very strong hands. The good players are overbetting with some hands that I wouldn't intuitively think so. Well, why might they be doing that, and what does that do? And I guess when you think about the idea of the overbet, you know, how would you tell someone that they can use that to their advantage as maybe like a simple heuristic, if any come to mind?
Like, how can people use overbets?
Yeah. Like, where might be a spot, or what might be an idea somebody could think about implementing an overbet into their own strategy? Because most players out there are not overbetting at all. They never overbet. They might only overbet if they have like nut flush, or if they have top set, or if they have the nut straight. Landon appears to be frozen over there right now. Landon looks like he is... I don't know what the hell this kid's doing. The kid's frozen. We heard some sounds pop, and the guy lost his focus. The ADD generation of 2020. Left-hand side check raise on the flop by Doug. Check turn. Flush misses. Doug shows down 9-10 of hearts, so Doug check raises the flop with the backdoor straight draw, backdoor flush draw. Daniel calls with the 10s. Check turn. We're getting a call. Hold on. Hello? I thought this was someone else. It's not. It's a telemarketer. So Landon is officially done. He froze out. We'll see if we get him back in here. Let me turn his thing off. Hold on a second. Let me get it off. Okay. We know where the kid went. The kid found something else to go to. All right. He found another delivery to go to. It is what it is. Let's pick it back up here. Left-hand side. $4,800 in the pot. Jack 8-5. Not see many big pots. No real use for graphics today, guys. We do have the fire on deck. You know, we got the fire kind of brewing here. It's just kind of sitting waiting right now. But we haven't really seen anyone reach the fire zone so far. Haven't seen anybody get to lava zone.
Yo,
Landon, are you there, buddy?
I'm here, but we have to use the bad camera again.
That's fine. Turn it back on. Yeah.
I'm back.
Cool.
Yeah.
What happened?
Matt's internet fucked up.
The internet messed up?
Yep, that's what it looks like to me.
All right, let me pull you back up here, buddy. Landon is back here. Yeah, you might want to put the camera and center it a little bit.
Yeah, hold on.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
really,
just
really
center
great.
yourself. Make the best of it, buddy. It's okay. You'll this will look good. Just kind of put it in the center of your face and get a little bit close. Maybe turn off like a backlight or something like that. You'll be fine. Right-hand side, 4-bet by D-Negs. We've seen Doug calling these quite often.
There.
It almost feels like a formality at this point in time.
You have to share your screen again. I need to see.
Okay, yeah, put it up just a little bit more. Kind of tilt it up a little bit so we get that floor out of the way. Yeah, it almost feels like these 4-bet pots are kind of a formality at this point in time. We're just kind of seeing a lot of calls. Daniel does the
A
4,400.
formality.
It's kind of a formality at this point. Yeah, man, I'm telling you. There you go. I'll share that with you.
Formality god.
So Doug does check call. Turn is a 9. King, Jack, Deuce. Daniel, 4-bet pre-flop. 4,400 on the flop. 26,000 behind as the smoke starts to billow up here. Negreanu, can he go back and try to win a pot? He does not. Checks back. Not going to try to win a big one here. Let's see what happens on the river. Backdoor trip draw gets there. 9-10 makes trip 9s. It's a hand Daniel might have. Daniel checks back instantly, loses to Doug Polk. Doug shows down the Queen Jack of Diamonds, wins the $30,000 pot, goes his way. Truck driver Doug Polk and Daniel does not put up a fight there. We've seen Daniel playing a little bit more passive in these 4-bet pots, maybe. 3 bets once again.
Yeah. I mean, things are going well for Douglas K. Polk.
Yeah, I mean, Daniel doesn't seem to be kind of putting that same amount of pressure on him in today's match so far.
Look at this. Look at this outfit we have here. Hold on. I cut the internet on purpose to show you this outfit with the headset and the beanie and the glasses.
Well, you look great, buddy. We're happy. We're happy that you did that. Right hand side, 3-bet by D-Neg. C-bet the flop, 3,200. Doug calls, turns a queen. 5-7-3 queen. Let's see if Daniel continues the aggression. Left hand side, D-Neg's 3-bets. Right hand side, big bet by Daniel, 10.9K into 14.6.
I just had a good idea, Joey.
What'd you say?
I just had a great idea.
I can't imagine what it is.
So I have this treadmill desk.
Okay.
What if I'm gonna start walking on the treadmill?
You want to start walking on the treadmill desk.
Yes,
Okay. And why are you going to do that?
because I want to exercise.
You decide you want to exercise now.
I decide that it might like Sauce when he did his podcast with you.
Right.
He was on it. It's like that. That was my idea.
So now you want to start exercising in the middle of the stream.
Yes.
I'm impressed by the amount of preparation you put into today's stream. I'm impressed by it. With your setup, with everything you kind of have going on. I got to say thank you, buddy. I appreciate the respect that you showed the audience today. I appreciate the respect that you showed me today with this setup. Can you make the bed? Clean up the room a little bit. It's okay, buddy. It's all right. Left-hand side.
Wait, I did make the bed's kind of made.
The bed is not made. If that bed's made, then I don't know what a made
Then
bed
you're
is.
the Queen
all
of
right?
England. Then you're the Queen of England.
Left-hand side. Overbet by Doug Polk, $20,000. Doug Polk saying that he has a flush. And he does not have a flush. Daniel Negreanu calls him with the ace-king.
You did not have a flush.
Very nice call there by Daniel Negreanu as he catches Doug Polk getting a little bit out of line, and we get a truck here. Doug Polk went with the fancy $20,000 bet. I mean, he had check 80. Let's kind of pull up a replay there, guys. So let's take a look at that hand that went down there. So Doug Polk went for the overbet with the check. These comments are so funny, by the way.
I know. They think you're serious. It's so sad.
Well, I'm a little serious about it. Listen, kid, you come to the stream, right? We give these guys 3 hours. I'm bringing them the fire. I'm bringing them the passion. I'm bringing them the heat, man.
I need to come back to GTO
They can
headquarters.
be anywhere in the fucking world hanging out right now. They're hanging out with us, right? So I'm going to treat my audience with some respect and some love and some admiration because these are my fucking people out there, man. I'm bringing the party to these guys. So, Daniel.
If anyone's watching this far into the tournament, in the heads-up match, they're the hardcores, you know.
That's true. So, Doug floats with the Jack 8. Daniel has ace king, check turn, river's a 9, and Doug overbets. I mean, that seems a little full of shit, but Daniel does call, snaps him off ace king.
He sniffed it out.
That's why you're gonna want to have you're gonna have some strong hands in your check range on the river, even with ace king. Most players' intuition probably says bet flop, bet turn, decide on river, but Daniel played it tricky. Check calls the river, takes down a nice pot for him, $53,000, and might be a pretty even match today. I think that, they're about even, guys, I'd say, for today's match. Yeah, I think maybe with that pot, it could be an even match so far today.
Maybe. Doug might have been winning on the other table, though. But yeah, it's probably close.
Yeah, Rocco A, it's been about even today. So it's kind of what we're seeing. Daniel Liu, I'm here from Sweden. What's up, man? What's going on from Sweden? Where's everybody watching from today, guys? As you know, we're here live. G2 headquarters. Landon would be here, but I'm recovering from the coronavirus, so he's not here right now, due to precautions that are currently being taken place. When you have coronavirus, people are not allowed to come around you. And by not allowed to come around you, I mean that it's recommended that you quarantine for the safety of you and the safety of others. And that's what's happening right now. So Daniel's sitting out on the right-hand side, taking another break for today's session. We're about 2 hours into the match so far. Hiccup in the chat. Firma says he's from Sweden. It's good to hear. Par Hollard Lai says Norway. What's up, Par? How's it going, man? Daniel, value bets the river, gets called. Ace 7 for Daniel as he takes it down. And we're going to see another break right now during the match. Who else we got out there in the chat, man? Give me some love out there. Hoodball What's going on, Hoodball? Trent D, Jeremy Carroll from Canada. Where are you watching from, Landon? Where are you at right now?
I'm in Vegas.
Vegas for Landon up there. Moonlight Master in Bavaria. Ahmed, Montreal. Stephen Jenkins, Rona Joe. That didn't tell me where you're from. Claude Lamarche, Montreal, Canada. What's up, Poppy? What's going on? Alex Metzler, what's happening, man? Justin Valley. What's going on? Canada, Montana, Amsterdam.
Montana.
Joey's Mr. Worldwide. I don't know about that. I'm literally in one place.
Only in Vegas for the past many years.
Only in Vegas for the past. But I'm leaving soon, man. Poker Mountain. I'm going to be exploring the world, what they got to offer, dude. Evan Klein, Poppy, what's happening? Just watching this beautiful match. Doug Polk first day in Negreanu. Start off as a beautiful match. Now it's just we're waiting to see if Daniel's going to have an answer for Mr. Doug Polk. So, Landon, anything else interesting kind of happened with you, Landon, you want to tell the people about, my friend?
No.
Nothing. Family
No.
was in town. Did they have any thoughts about maybe coming to visit? Did they leave any parting words at all? Did your mom or your sister say that they wanted to marry the Big Poppy or anything like that, or what?
Can't say I heard that. No.
Didn't hear anything like that. Maybe your other family wants to move here. Does your mom or does your family want to move out here and maybe be a little bit closer to you as well too?
I'm not sure. Potentially, but it's doubtful at this point.
Doubtful to have your family move out here with you?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
makes sense, man. I could see that. Independent. You want to be independent, but you also want to be by family. You want to pursue your dream of becoming debatably one of the best poker players in the world. And yeah, man, certainly when you have people that you want to see and people you want to spend time with, that can be distracting. So I definitely get that, man.
Yeah.
Chick Rays on the right by Daniel takes it down.
You were young once, Joey.
Yeah, dude, listen, when I was young, I wanted to get the hell away from...
Everyone.
I wanted to get away from everything. I wanted to get away. I wanted to try to find opportunity, make it on my own, not have to worry about my family or anyone giving me money to pay for my $281 a month rent. And yeah, man, I was determined. I was ready. I thought that was all there was to the world. And in retrospect, I don't think that. But I don't know if I would have done differently. But I probably would have maintained a closer connection to my family, because that's one thing I do regret when I look back on it, especially my beautiful mother, who's amazing. So left-hand side, D-Negs, overbet takes it down. Let's see if we see a little bit more action here from Daniel. Coming back out. Master says, can you shout out Dr. Disser? He's a big fan. Shout out to Dr. Disser. Much
There you
love.
go.
Thank you very much. Joined by Landon Tice right now. Usually in studio. Currently at his own setup there.
Solver jail.
What'd you say?
I'm in Solver jail.
You're in Solver jail?
Solver jail. This is where I run all the Sims.
You make it sound so glamorous.
It is. It's
I
great.
haven't been talking to you enough about marking lately. I got to get you back in the marking lab. It's not Solver jail. It's the kingdom,
Solver sanctuary.
the
It's the kingdom
Solver
of Sim.
sanctuary.
It's
There's
the kingdom
birds,
of Sim.
there's plants. Like,
It's the kingdom of Sim.
this is what happened to poker, is that people that play poker are some of the most, like, now we can't debate this. They're incredibly boring people. They don't talk with
This
life.
is
They don't talk with
unde-
energy.
it's
They have
not
no soul
debatable.
anymore. They talk about exciting things in the most boring way possible. And
They've been
when you
beaten
put
down by life.
Bro, I mean, not really. They've been beaten down by life. It's just like they've lost the joy of life in a lot of ways. They've lost the beauty. They've lost that what makes it to be a human being. They've lose that feeling. They become robots. They become machines. Right? That's what happens to them, man.
Is that true?
They
become
forget that
machines?
poker is a beautiful game. It's this competitive game. You get to play it. It's a fun. You can make a living at it. Like, it's just you could be out there working at a fucking in a basement,
It's true.
putting together sandpaper. You know what I'm saying? But instead, you get to play a beautiful game
That's
like
quite
poker.
creative. That's quite creative, Joey.
I'm telling you, man. Poker players don't know how good they have it in terms of what they get to do for a living and get to the game. It's always this grass is greener sort of thing where one guy plays poker. He's like, another guy doesn't play poker. He wants to be a professional poker player. He's sick of working at the office. He's sick of the 9-to-5 grind. He's sick of that bullshit boss. I think if a lot of professional poker players got a boss for about a month, they would come back and be like, I am not going to fuck this up with poker. Because the last thing that you want is to go into work and your boss, who doesn't know what the fuck they're talking about, is telling you what to do. And you're like, dude, what are you doing? Right? Whereas poker, you get to make your own schedule. You get to make your own grind. You get to decide where you're going to play, what you're going to play, what game you're going to play. You get to have the best players in the world teach you in their monotone voices how to improve at the game. You know what I'm saying? Like, and listen, is training in poker going to just literally be a monotone guy just like reading off of a solver screen and thinking they're a genius at the game? Like, is that really where we're
With
going?
or without
with
an accent, Joey. With or without an accent.
They usually have an accent. I mean, it's the same fucking video. I'm watching these videos lately. It's the same guy. I don't even know what they're talking about half the time.
Who is it, Joey?
There's so
Who
many
is it?
fucking numbers.
Who is it?
And things on the screen. I don't. This is what makes.
Who is it,
This is
Joey?
what makes Doug Polk so
Who is
good.
the guy?
Doug Polk, when he talks, he puts it in a way where he doesn't sound like such a weirdo. You know what I'm saying? He just talks like a normal guy. He's like,
And he
sometimes
also
I bet,
says that
sometimes
he
I
also
check.
says everything is mixed, and people don't like that either.
But it is.
It is. It's true. Doug's right.
It's all a mix, right?
People get angry at you. People get angry at Doug.
They don't get angry. They just find it a thing, and they're memeing him. It's funny. It's like
They're
you with the cat jam. It's funny. That's what they're doing. Left-hand side, 3-bet by Doug Polk. Gustavo with the 10R donation. I don't even know what currency that is. He says Joey's setting up a chat.
I don't know. I take the truck back for that one. I take the Hoyne back for
Yeah,
that
we're
one.
taking the truck back. I'm definitely not doing that.
I don't know how many dollars R10 is, but thank you for
D-Nag
R10.
switching up with a small 4-bet on the left-hand side. 4-bet alert. Here we go. Doug takes it down. Doug folds both sides. Daniel takes down a little pot.
There, he is crawling his way back.
Russell D. agree. I'm inspired. It's oozing out of his body today. Who's winning for the match? Right now, Doug Polk's winning overall. What'd you say, Landon? It's oozing. Who's it oozing out of?
Nothing. I said he's crawling back.
Yeah, I mean, listen, anything matters in this point in time, right? Any momentum you can get if you're Daniel, you got to take it. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's small pots, whether it's you got to take anything you can get right now.
It's true.
Left-hand side overbet by D-Negs on the 10 turn. King 5-4, turn 10. We've seen this happen often on the King High board textures. Takes it down.
King High, nothing ever happens on a King High pot and a King High board, Joey.
I'm telling you, man. Very anticlimactic most of the time. Wickbin179 says, if Doug clarifies how often to bet or how often to check in these spots, it'd be less of a meme. Betting 90% is sometimes bet. Yeah, I see what you're saying. That's true. That's true. KJ Rose, what's up, KJ? How's it going? Doug on the right-hand side. Pots a turn. Takes it down. Nothing to see.
Nothing to see here. Just a robbery.
Robbery in progress. Very nice hand. You think that was a robbery right there, Landon? Why do you say that?
No, I was memeing.
3-bet right-hand side by Doug.
4-bet. We need more 4-bets.
I mean, we've been seeing 4-bets, you know what I'm saying? But we're just not necessarily seeing a lot of big pots, necessarily seeing a lot of things happen in there. Jack 5-3, 2 spades.
It's gonna be kind of crazy though, Joey. Like these like challenges are for so much like money that like how can something like a 5-10 challenge even compare to 200, 400 bloodbath?
Yeah, I mean, I think if the hands are fun, if the match is fun, if the people that are playing the hands are fun, if the presentation's done in a certain way, you know what I'm saying? I think it's very contingent on those type of things. You know what I'm saying?
It's true.
You know,
You
it's a storyline that goes into it. It's the people that are sharing their experiences during it. You know, I guess during this match, like, obviously when you see a more competitive match, I feel like a lot of people are attracted to that. Other people are just attracted to the poker itself. But, you know, I don't know. Does it seem like is Daniel, like, he kind of had fire for a while. Like, now he's making these, like, trolling videos where, you know, he's going over his big losing sessions and stuff like that. Like, I don't know. Is he taking it seriously anymore? Like, I don't really know. I feel like Doug's taking it serious. Like, I don't know if Daniel's maybe taking it as seriously. So
I think he is. I think he thinks it's a fun way to do a recap video too, of like showing all the hands, which it's true. It is fun to look at for some people, definitely.
yeah, I mean, I guess it's like on his personality. You know, he's a fun guy. He's not taking anything too seriously. So it does make sense. You know, Doug is a very serious guy.
It does kind of fit Daniel's persona for sure.
Yeah, exactly. Right-hand side, river bet by D-Nex takes it down. Left-hand side, 5-7 deuce, or 2 hearts. Check call, turns a deuce. Wickman says 3,800 viewers, but not 3,800 likes. You like it because you're here. If you can't donate, you can smash the like button for free. It helps Joey and the channel out.
Crush the like button.
That's true. Thank you, Wickman. We appreciate that. Smash that hammer down on it. I thank you very much.
You gotta take the hammer and you gotta smash it on the like button.
Smash the like button just like that.
You just gotta choke slam the like button.
Choke slam the like button. Left-hand side, 4/5 pot bet on the river. Yep. All the flush misses, straight misses. Doug, can be tough for him to have a full house here. Certainly possible. Daniel, good need at least ace high or king high to call.
Yeah.
Doesn't make up a lot of his hands. He does fold.
Gorilla smash that like button.
What'd you say?
I said gorilla smash that like button, like our action gorilla.
Yeah. Poker Punk with the $5 donation. He says, hey, Landon, what percentage of my lifetime earnings would it take for lessons next time you're in Florida? What do you think, big dog?
No idea. This is quite the question. I don't know.
Right-hand side, D-Nex bets river, takes it down. Rocco A says, Poppy, can you show the gorilla? I can show the gorilla. He's got life. He's got energy. He's got heart. He's got soul. And ultimately, he is... we love this fucking guy. Look at this gorilla, man. This guy is awesome. I love this guy.
Look at him. Boom, 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 boom.
You want to spar, Landon, and get you in the boxing ring, me, you?
I don't want to hurt you.
Let's fucking go. Let's go. Left-hand side.
Boom. See, I would hit you with that gorilla fucking flying
You hit
kick.
me with that. If you try to do a flying kick to me, you'd be on the ground, and I'd take your back, and I'd choke you out.
It would actually be illegal if you were doing boxing, and someone tried to
that. That's true. It really would. Left-hand side.
Someone tried that nonsense.
Value bet on the river for D-Nex takes it down. Nice hand by him. Left-hand side, 3-bet by Doug. So Doug is just at that starting stack, 40K. Right-hand side. I mean, listen, I think Daniel might be in the lead for today, guys. Daniel's got 140 on the left, slowly chipping away at Doug. Right-hand side, Daniel's been making a little bit of a comeback as well, too. Eric says, can you guys make a stream where you have the option to mute Joey and listen only Landon? That is one of the...
That's EOS. EOS, what the hell?
It's one of the worst comments I've ever heard in my entire life.
That's EOS, babies.
Is that a comment? Is that a standard comment by him?
I don't know. It better not be EOS.
Left-hand side, 3-bet by Daniel.
EOS, you slicing or you grinding?
He's probably grinding in the chat.
He's probably grinding. Yeah, he's
grinding. He's working hard.
Yeah.
He's working hard. He's sweating. He's working hard. Check call by Daniel on the left-hand side. Ace, king, 4-7. What kind of hands is he going to be check calling here with Landon as a 3-better pre-flop?
Some king X hands for sure, like king, queen. Some weaker ace X's as well, like ace 5, ace 6. And then he's going to mostly see bet on like an ace king kind of board. And then, this is a big bet here.
Yeah, I do think Daniel's just not going to have enough strong hands, and he's not going to be able to necessarily face a lot of aggression from Doug on those sorts of textures.
No, he'll have strong hands. He'll have strong hands. It's just sometimes you only get strong hands a certain amount of the time.
Right.
And
so that means that I guess
bluffing is important.
It's a really good point, I guess, on those textures, right? When you do check call the flop, your range is going to be fairly weak. For the most part, I guess, are you 3-betting all of your ace X offsuit hands too pre-flop? Like ace 6, ace 7, you think Daniel's going to be 3-betting those hands?
Calls. Those are mostly calls.
Yeah, which means that he just has less ace X's in his range, and especially when he's 3-betting like 30% or something like that too.
Yeah, Joey knows what's going on.
Right-hand side, Daniel, backdoor flush, takes down a nice little pot, 8,500. So Daniel, little momentum on his side, Landon. Listen, might be getting a little comeback here. We might see Daniel, little fire. He's got a little fire going his way.
Not more fire yet. Not fire more. Not fire more. Not more fire.
He doesn't have more fire yet. No, not more fire. He's got a little something brewing right now. He's battling back today. Got to win these days. Not out of it yet. Left-hand side, check calls. The 2/3 bet. River's a 6. Queen, 6-6, deuce, deuce. Daniel checks it, 6,800 in the middle. See if Doug does bet. Does he go for a big bet, a small bet?
He's probably gonna go for like a 3/4 kind of bet, like somewhere between half and pot.
Half in pot. So Daniel, deuce 7, $1,600 pot goes his way. Flops bottom, trip deuces.
Yeah.
So is Daniel just never really check raise in the turn there if he's not going to check raise deuce 7?
He's already raised sometimes for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You think so?
Yeah, definitely.
Hmm.
Yeah, I mean, you just kind of want to. Doug does like to put in big bets, so you want to protect yourself. at
Doug
all
likes to
times.
put in big bets after he makes a big bet on the turn himself.
You want to protect yourself at all costs.
I guess so, yeah, yeah. My man Garrett in the chat. What's up, Garrett? What's happening? Garrett Adelstein, one of the legends of the podcast. How's it going, Garrett? Hope you're doing well.
Do you guys have a podcast this year yet or no?
No, we've not had I haven't done many podcasts
You
this
have
year.
to have
No.
a yearly. No, you have a yearly podcast.
Yeah, I know. We need to have a yearly podcast. I haven't done a podcast in months, man. It's been since maybe
The last
like
one was with me. The last one was mine.
I know. I think last August was my last podcast. Yeah. Should figuring things out, man. Working on other things, trying to figure my life out. Right hand side, value bet by D-Negs on the river. Unfortunately, Doug has 110 better or king 10. Gonna beat his 9-10. Finally played hand by both. Unfortunate there for Daniel. Ran into just a little bit better kicker. Left hand side, overbet there by Doug Polk, 7,600 on the ace-10 4-3. Takes that down, a lot of pressure. What's it like playing someone that puts a lot of pressure on you, Landon?
It's annoying.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you just kind of have to kind of mentally prepare to like call bigger bets on later streets for sure.
Yeah.
Like if we're playing Joey, I know that Joey likes to click pot button in PLO. Sometimes you just gotta be willing to click the button.
Mm-hmm.
It's scary, but you got to do what needs to be done sometimes.
It's scary to click call with marginal hands and put a lot of money with marginal hands, what you're saying.
Yeah, because I mean, most of the time, like, you're gonna have hands that are winning such a marginal amount of big blinds. So like, if you make a quote unquote plus EV call, that might be winning a couple, like 2 big blinds. For an example, that doesn't mean you're gonna win the pot because you make a plus EV call that wins 2 big blinds out of, let's say, if you get stacks in 200, like a 200 big blind pot, you're winning 2 big blinds. You know, so there's definitely a lot of edges to be gained by putting opponents to the test, so to speak.
Right. Do you think that if you don't know which spots to make those calls in, that maybe not obsessing about it, which I imagine some players obsess about getting all those kind of situations right, and maybe it comes to the detriment of their overall game?
Yeah, I mean, if a spot's close, and at least for me now, definitely like when I play, and a spot is pretty close, I normally tend to think I'm right, and it's probably a point of indifference. A straight flush for
Straight
Douglas.
flush there.
Wow.
For Doug Polk on the right-hand side. Left-hand side, an overbet comes in from the Supreme Leader. 8-4.
But yeah, like,
Yeah, finish that thought, Landon.
Yeah, sure. Like, normally when I have a spot that I feel it's pretty close, and I run a sim for it later, it's normally close and between 2 big blinds or less. Most of the time, like, between 1 big blind or less.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not going to be like the end of the world if like you make a fold that is winning 1 big blind,
Right.
or you make a call that's losing 1 big blind. But like the feedback loop is pretty vicious when like you make a call that's winning like 1 big blind in a hand, and you end up losing the pot over and over again. And it's like why am I not winning?
Right.
It's like, well, you're only winning 1 big blind. It's not like you have the nuts and like they steal the pot from you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's not like you have the nuts and like the pot goes the other direction. It's like you have a hand that's worth some sort of pot share, and that's why it's a lot easier for people to play with, like, to have when they have the nuts, is because they know like their new job, like on river, like if you're in position, is just to put all the money in the middle and you can't make a mistake.
Right.
And when you play heads up, you're not going to have the nuts very often, maybe once in every couple hundred hands or so.
So do you think being a heads-up player, being good at heads-up, might actually hurt you for playing like a ring format?
I think it's the inverse. I think that if you can play wider range spots, it helps you a lot when you're trying to play.
I guess the hardest part is just tightening up pre-flop, because in heads up you get to play the queen 4 offsuit, you get to play the king 5 offsuit, whereas if you're playing in ring, you're not supposed to theoretically be playing those hands, so you basically need to kind of deal with the downtime, and it becomes more of a patience game. Whereas when you're playing heads up, there's less patience, because right away you get another hand, you get something, right? There's always something. King high you can play, queen high, ace high, 7-6
exactly.
offsuit, all these different hands you get to play. So they probably cater to different types of player. This is a lot more action based, and people who want to sort of like bat around those thin lines and those thin edges, and whereas like ring might cater to someone who wants to
Right.
just
I know
play
what you're
more top of
saying,
the
yeah.
range, and kind of, maybe play it safer in a lot of ways.
Yeah, no, I see what you're saying for sure. Because for some people, like in my case, I started playing six max and then kind of am transitioning a little bit to heads up, which has been a lot of fun. But it's definitely easy to kind of go off the rails, like once you start opening up your range and playing more like ace x offsuit kind of hands and things like that of that nature, just because you have to in heads up. You
Ooh.
can maybe take like the wrong skill set with you over to like playing six max, where you're playing too many hands at this point.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's something that I think that is important for people to think about if you are playing out there. We just saw a nice call there from Mr. Doug Polk. Let's kind of go back, see that hand. Ace deuce for Doug. Check, check, flop. Check, check, turn. River. Daniel bets 2/3. Doug has ace high. Boards 8, 9, 10, 4, 5. Daniel check, check, flop. Check, check, turn. Daniel bets the river. Daniel has deuce 3, the worst hand possible. And Doug calls him with the ace high. Very nice call by Doug Polk.
Yeah.
Very nice call. I mean, I guess if you're thinking about having no pair, you want to have an ace in your hand, it makes sense.
Yeah, and you also having the deuce is nice too, because it's more likely that Daniel has like a middle of the range kind of hand, like an unpaired hand,
Right.
especially when flop check, when like action checks all the way down. So it's more likely he has like some sort of blocker maybe, and is trying to steal the pot, maybe speeding a little bit, some speeding going on.
Just a little speed. And we got a $10
Some like- some like
donation
fo-
from Daniel
some like
Liu in the
40 and a
chat.
30, some 40 and a 30 from some speed. Need
Thank
for
you, Daniel.
speed.
So Daniel getting a lot of line. I mean, I guess if you're going to be caught speeding, you want to get caught speeding in the small
No,
pots,
yeah,
not the big
yeah.
pots.
Well, and he had 3 high, so if Doug ever has a hand he's always gonna have a hand that's worse than 3 high. So putting in a bluff is gonna be highly incentivized.
Why is that?
You have 3 high, Joey.
No, I'm saying why is that? Why when you have 3 high there, you want
When
to...
you have 3 high, it's if they fold 4 high, in most cases, like if you're not chopping, you get to win the entire pot. You know, like it's just kind of the way like ranges are constructed. Oh, here comes out of nowhere.
She got to turn
This
down.
is what- this is what
You woke
happens-
her up,
this is
Poppy.
what
You
hap-
woke her
this is
up.
what
You got her
happens-
turned on. I don't know. She's like got
This is what
excited. She saw
happens.
you.
This is what happens when you
Uh-oh.
don't bluff with 3
No.
high. You get scary late. Look, you get scary lady.
D-Negs 3 bets left hand side. 32 on the flop, gets called. 7 comes down the turn. Queen Jack 5-7. So Daniel 3-bet pre-flop, bet 3,200 on the flop. Doug's gonna call in position. The straights don't get there. 9-10 misses. 8-10 misses. King 10 misses. Daniel does check. Let's see how Doug decides to approach this one. Might go with a 10,800 size bet. He does go 9,800. Seen Doug do this quite often. When check 2, 3-bet pots in position. Daniel calls. River is a 10. Ace King makes a straight. King 9 make a straight. Don't know if Daniel's going to be check calling the turn with Ace King, but this is going to be a good card for the 3-better.
It's true.
So Daniel check calls. He does show down the King 10, in fact. Doug does not value bet the Queen 9.
Yeah,
He's
it's
going to
pretty
show
thick.
down. $34,000 pot goes Doug Polk's way. Landon, what do you think about the check back with the top pair? Is that pretty good? Or do you think maybe missed on value from potentially a hand like an Ace Jack or like a 10? We know Daniel's capable of slow playing an Ace Queen there or King Queen there, but what do you think about that check back?
Yeah, I mean it's pretty close. I definitely think it's pretty close between a check back and a value bet, because it's hard to get called by worse when you have like a pretty weak queen, but you also get called by some one pair hands with straight blockers. But yeah, I mean you can kind of go either way, but it was a pretty big pot and it's hard to get called by worse.
Yeah, I mean $30,000 pot. Yeah, that's Yeah, it's definitely kind
No
of interesting to
joke.
think about, right? I mean, maybe sometimes the pocket's so big, players just kind of say, "Oh, I'll take my showdown," like,
Yeah, for
and
sure.
maybe they
But
miss some value bets in some
Doug's not
situations like
thinking like
that.
that at all. Doug's not really thinking like that. It's more of just like it's hard to get called by worse, and Daniel does have some ace king in his range too
Mm-hmm.
on that Broadway river on that river. So
That's true.
yeah,
Another
I mean,
pot goes Doug Polk's way. Doug Polk, I imagine Doug Polk's up a little bit for this match so far today. Maybe up less than a buy-in, if anything. Nothing that really stands out. Classical Cats, what's going on, man? How's it going? Welcome to the chat. Poker Punk. Poker Punk says, I'm looking for friends in Florida to talk poker with. If anyone's in Florida that wants to talk to Poker Punk, let me know. I don't know if a Poker Punk is going to be the guy you want to talk strategy with, but maybe it is. Left-hand side, Daniel, going to bet the river, 2,700. Right-hand side, Daniel bets a turn, gets called. Flush gets there on the river. All the straight draws do miss. Daniel takes it down. See what Doug does here. King 8, 9, 4, 5. Check called the turn. Leads the river. Interesting. Gets called. Doug shows down the Queen 10. Daniel has the Queen 8. Nice call there by Dan Negreanu. Takes down a nice $12,000 pot.
the thing is back, Joey. The thing is back.
Very interesting play there by Doug Polk. Kind of go back to the flop. See this? Check, check, turn. I guess Doug led the turn, so that makes sense. River, he decides to bet. He's got the Queen and 10. Blocks one diamond. Takes away less flushes. Isn't this one of the hands that you might want your opponent to have too as well? You don't necessarily want to block the straight draws. If you have like a Queen 10, you're going to block some of the straight draw combinations, which are some of the hands you want to fold out on the river.
It's true. But then again, he also has a diamond, and Daniel has some one pair hands to check back on the flop, like a 4 and a 5, that he's trying to force to fold.
Yeah,
So.
makes sense. Makes sense all around. Nice call by Daniel. Takes down a little pot, goes back his way. Nothing too bad at all.
The
Left
thing is
side.
in front of my face again, Joey.
Oh, yeah, my bad.
He's back.
Left side, Daniel goes with that min bet. One big blind. I can't bring myself to bet one big blind, but Daniel seems to enjoy doing it quite often. Turns a queen. Not seeing as much 3-betting kind of going on lately. Looks like we got a little bit more single race pot action. Daniel bets the turn, 2,100. Doug check calls. River, both flush draws miss. See if Daniel goes with a nice big bet here. Going to be value betting his 2 pairs. Maybe one value bet hand like an ace-6. Maybe bet ace-6. He does go 52-50. Nice big bet. Puts a lot of pressure on Doug Polk's 10s, on his 5s. If maybe Doug has a hand like a Jack-9, something like that, going to be able to maybe get him off Jack-9. But he faced a huge check raise from Doug Polk. Doug Polk officially trying to back up the truck, put today's session in his favor. And Daniel folds quickly. Doug Polk, very aggressive play there. Right-hand side, Daniel, 3 bets, takes it down. So Doug Polk looked like he's, kind of let the trade there for Daniel. Bet flop, bet turn, check raises, river. Kind of let Daniel lead the aggression in that hand.
Yeah.
Right-hand side, Doug 3 bets. Left-hand side gets checked back. Takes it down. Daniel's going to lead the turn. Queen, Jack, 6, deuce. So when you're thinking about leading the turn here, are you leading with your deuces and your 6s? Or like what kind of hands would you start working in as the bottom of the value range there?
Yeah, mostly your one pair hands are trying to target and put pressure on ace highs.
So like a queen and jack and any like ace-6, would you maybe bet ace-6?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, it makes sense. Ace-6, maybe like king-6, stuff like that. Right-hand side, we see a 3-bet. Pre-flop by Doug, 8-5-7. Why can't people be nice? I don't understand. This guy, Andrew Nicholas, why can't you just be nice, bro? Why do you gotta be such a fucking asshole? Why are these people dickheads sometimes? I don't understand. Is this how you guys talk to your fucking family? I mean, come on.
I thought you ignore those comments, Joey.
Well, I normally do. I don't know why you gotta be disrespectful, right? You know, if you want to ask a question, ask a question. I'm gonna be disrespectful about the question. You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't make any sense. Why are you bringing that fucking hostility to things, bro? This is chill vibes.
This is cat jam vibes.
This is cat jam vibes, buddy. Come on. Make
I
sure
agree.
you guys are drinking your water. Stay hydrated out there, man. Easy to slip up. Easy to forget.
Easy to slip up.
Easy to slip up. Not get your water. Not get hydrated. Get that mind right. Get that body feeling good, guys. Get your mind thinking clearly, man. Fight those evil spirits off. They're always trying to tempt you. The distractions trying to come at you. Gotta battle those guys, guys. Come on. Left-hand side, Doug takes down another pot with the 8. Fourth pair. JC says, Joey, is it true Kia offered some money, serious sponsorship money? No, Kia did not offer any sponsorship money. No, they didn't. No, if Kia got in touch with us, I don't know what I'd say. Are you a big fan of Kias, Landon? Do you know what a Kia is?
The car.
Okay. Do you think we should take a Kia sponsorship?
Why not?
Okay. Chris
More sponsorship are better.
More sponsorships are better. Shout out to Uber. Shout out to Coinbase. Big supporters of the stream.
Doritos.
Chris Brooks says Joey is best stream on YouTube, even with the vid. Yeah, I don't know about that, but thank you very much. It's just not the same. When you do things like this virtual, I don't like this setup. I really like it better in studio. I think the quality's better. I think the production's better. I think everything looks just so much better. Right-hand side. 4-bet alert by Negreanu. Doug, they don't drag it out now, man. Come on. They don't even drag it out. They at least give us a little bit of excitement. Give us a little bit of sweat.
Give us something.
Give us a little bit of a sweat, Poppy. GT says, Joe, you got money on these guys? Yeah, we bet on Doug Polk to take this match down. So, yeah, we're on the side of Doug Polk. Obviously, you're feeling good at this point in time. I don't even know if anyone would bet on Daniel Negreanu right now. Maybe if they got like 10, I don't know, 10 to 1, 8 to 1. I mean, even 8 to 1. I don't know. Even 10 to 1, I probably wouldn't bet on Daniel Negreanu. I just don't see him.
It's like when somebody in mixed games bets like that one bet on the river, and like you don't want to pay it because it's always value, but sometimes it could be a bluff, but like almost never. That's how the people feel right now, huh?
What do you mean?
The people feel like, oh, like there might be a chance that Daniel wins and like comes back, but probably not.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know how that affects the way you watch the match or not. To me, it doesn't really.
To me,
affect,
it doesn't either. Yeah.
It doesn't affect the match. I still love the hands. I still like watching. I'm still learning. I'm still trying to figure out, okay, what might these guys be doing, and sort of what can you take away, and what can you implement to sort of like how you might play your own game too. So,
yeah.
Right-hand side, Doug is going to bet this river on the deuce of hearts. 2,700 and 4,700. Takes it down. Left-hand side, overbet by Daniel. Takes it down as well. Clown Baby says, I wouldn't take Daniel at 50 to 1. Well, I would take 50 to 1. But, I mean, like if you want to give me 50 to 1 on Daniel Negreanu versus Doug here, I'll take that bet. Obviously, right? You know, the times it pays off, it's going to feel pretty good. Rob Sainer, how am I feeling, Poppy? I'm trying to battle through it. I think that's with a sickness. You know, you never know if you recover or not. Like, I've been working. I haven't been, like, grinding as hard or really at all these past, like, week. So I've been trying to take it easy. Haven't been putting a lot of, like, active thought into my business or into my content, and just kind of talking with friends and really trying to figure out my future here. And, but, yeah, today you kind of turn it a little bit on. And you don't want to push it too hard. You want to take care of your body, and you want to take care of your mind, and you don't want to go too crazy with it. So I'm trying not to exert too much energy here, but yeah, that's kind of how we're feeling right now. What about you, Landon? How you feeling over there? You feeling good? You feeling ready to get after it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They've been playing for like 3 hours today. It's been a longer session than normal, but it seems like they're sort of trying to play more hands, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, listen, 12.5K hands, you know, it's they're trying to get these hands over with. They've been playing now for a little over a month, too. Right-hand side, Daniel check raises the turn. Doug calls. Not the best river for Daniel. If he had it on like 7-8, he is now taking a one-way ticket down to Mexico. Even though he already had Mexico on the turn, but now he really has that Southern Mexico hand. That's big. 7,500 on the river. Interesting size.
Interesting.
Doug has an 8. Obviously, I don't think he's going to lay that down. Probably not loving it. Wants to get check raise on the turn, but
if he has a king, this is a single raise pot, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, if Doug is a king, he might just go try to go all in and try to get a king to fold.
Well, here we go. A min raise by the Supreme Lair, Doug Polk. Doug Polk countered on the river. with the king queen. Very unfortunate for Doug. Are we? I mean, Doug does min raise the river. It makes sense, right? I guess we're not surprised by that hand. Very kind of anticlimactic for Doug Polk. Gets a little unlucky. Never a good feeling. So check raised on the turn. Daniel gets really lucky on the river with the king deuce offsuit. What do you think about that turn check raise from Daniel Negreanu with the king deuce? He has the blocker to the king. He has a bottom pair.
Yeah, I mean, it's the right idea, I think. You mostly want to have a queen because you just have additional equity.
Right.
But it's also kind of cool too because like Doug's gonna have a hand sometimes that has like a queen and something else in it,
Mm-hmm.
to where like you're unblocking like the queen by itself. But yeah, I mean, it's the right idea. If you're gonna have bluffs, you're gonna want to choose hands like this for sure.
Replayer of the day, sponsored by Cool Ranch Doritos.
Cool
We don't-
Ranch is pretty good.
We don't condone eating these Doritos because they're completely nutritionally unhealthy, but they are quite delicious.
Besides the point.
They are quite delicious. Thank you, them. Thank you to Gorilla
Thank-
Gaming, as always.
Thank you, me.
Thank you, me, for being here, doing this stream.
Thank
for
you, Snow.
loving poker this much to watch these two play heads up for the 10th time so far.
10th, you mean 15th?
Yeah, it's been a lot of these streams, man. No doubt about it.
Oh,
so.
for you, yeah. Yeah, we started a little later. Yeah.
I'm going all the time, Lynn. I'm watching all these. I mean, listen, these do make you a lot better player. Like I you know, you can see yourself getting better, seeing hands better, understanding the game better too, which is cool, right? I think it's always nice to kind of get better, to feel more comfortable and feel more confident when you see these hands and identifying ranges. And at the end of the day, like, poker is also a business too. So the better you get at poker, the more money you can potentially make, the more comfortable you can feel, the more sick plays you can make, the harder you can own people at the table. So there's a lot of incentive to get better at your game, and if you don't want to, you can just kind of sit back, enjoy the hands, enjoy the action, and yeah, kind of watch it that way too. Watch it more passively as well. Ben Allen says, you know, Joey, there's more to life than plus EV eating. Sometimes you got to eat for fun just so you don't get burnt out. I agree. But for me, I think sometimes that eating for fun leads to more eating for fun, and then it turns into this compound thing where it kind of goes up.
It turns
the rails a
into
little bit.
feasting for fun.
Turns into feasting, son. The fucking hungry man comes out to play. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta know your
Hungry
limits
man.
and descriptions. D-Nex betting the river. A lot of pressure on Doug. Doug's not gonna have many queens when he check calls 2 times here. 67.50. Doug does check call. Daniel shows down the queen 4. Needs to understand everything at the poker table. Does convey information. Nice hand for Daniel Negreanu. Takes down a little bit of pot his way. Haven't seen any big pots this last hour or two.
It's been a very relaxing sort of hour, yeah.
Yeah, just relaxing. Just a bunch of singer race pots. Not much 2-4 betting kind of going on here. And as I say that, we see a 4-bet alert on the right-hand side from Daniel Negreanu. Smoke bills up here.
There's not really... There hasn't been that many like all-in calls.
Yeah, I mean, we have not seen many of those at all in the entire match. I don't know. I mean, maybe not one. And as we do, we see an all-in. Doug Polk. And a call. Aces versus Ace-King. Club for Daniel. Club for Daniel. Gives him a flush. Daniel Negreanu on one of the worst coolers you could possibly find yourself in. Ace-King suited versus pocket aces.
Daniel's done.
Heads
He's
up.
done.
For an absolutely massive pot. And guys, anytime you do that, he taps out. He's done. Doug Polk is officially on fire. The supreme leader. I mean, as if things could not get any better for Doug Polk. The guy puts one of the king...
Wow, the lava. Look
the
at this.
lava. I mean, this is what happens when you ace king versus I mean, you gotta start feeling here for Daniel Negreanu. Just like that, he instantly calls it a day. And wow, that is fucking brutal.
Is he?
Guys,
Wait, we have to make sure. Hold on.
I mean, he might not be done. Let's pull that hand up, guys. Wow.
Yeah, let's
Let's take a look what we just saw. Ace king versus... I mean, listen, it gave him hope. That's what happens. It gives you hope, man.
a flush draw.
Fuck, man. I mean, as Landon says
Imagine
it,
going from 7% to 36%.
3-bet pre-flop, guys. Daniel 4-bets, $60,000 deep. Doug shoves aces. Daniel calls ace-king suited. Flop comes down. 7 deuce 3. Daniel has a flush draw. He has some hope. He has some life. Turns a queen. River's a king. And Daniel Negreanu is just not on the right side of things today, as he is going to lose a $120,000 pot to Supreme Leader Doug Polk. And Daniel Negreanu instantly sits out. GG's for the day. And with that said, guys, that will be the end of today's stream. It was not going Daniel's way. And what else can we say besides these guys right here? They hop in the mix. They're fired up. They're excited. If you guys enjoyed today's stream, make sure you guys smash that like button. I'm going to be back tomorrow, same time, same place. Landon, you want to give him a dance? You got a dance in you or what, man? Put on some music? You want to do a cat jam to leave it out here or what?
You can put the cat jam on the screen, and I can do some cat jam.
You gonna give people a little bit of cat jam today, buddy?
Yeah, it's just not the same outside of the studio though, but I can try.
Yeah, you know, be able to muster up that courage, muster up that heart, muster up that soul.
Yeah, you have to dance too though.
I will dance with the cat jam today, guys. Guys, we're gonna wrap it up on the cat jam. 3 hours of action today, and as always, we go out with a cat jam in honor of Landon. He is the cat jam king.
Thank you.
Of our show.
Wait, here, Joey, I'll send you a link. Can you play the sound, or is it gonna get mad?
I'm not gonna play the sound, but I'm just gonna play the cat jam.
Okay.
Guys,
Where's our music? Where's our music?
There is no music today.
I'll play my own music. How about that?
Play your own music, buddy. As the cat is jamming on the screen. Guys, nod your head with the cat jam. As we all rock out here. Another session in the books for Doug Polk. He extends his lead over $700,000. As the cat's excited. He enjoyed watching today's match. We hope to be back tomorrow. We'll be feeling better. Guys in the chat, thank you very much. Thank you for tuning in. I'll see you guys very soon for the Doug Polk first day in Ground on the guys showdown. Ay, guys. Yanni. Oh. Ay, guys. That's what we got, man. Much love. Take care, everybody. Peace out. I'll see you guys later.